You say you saw the cute kitty girl on the fan popping off into the real world? Shh, others might hear you. Come closer. You can't tell anyone else what I'm about to show you, okay? Now, only our VVVVIPs are allowed to meet her. Well, isn't she super adorable? Soaring high into the arms of clear blue skies,
love the fields of green.
Breeze is picking up, it's time to rise.
With your talents make some friendships.
Pick an outfit for this bride.
Pick an outfit for this bride.
So, Ash, I'm looking at our plans here, and just to double check, this is the episode in which we reveal that Infinity Nikki is going to be season 3 of the podcast, right?
Yeah. Here's the problem.
Okay.
Is that, like, should I say this on the show? We haven't even really started yet.
We've started.
Hello, welcome to Soulmates. I'm gonna... Whatever, we'll work it out.
I'm gonna censor, like, some of that in post.
Yeah, so I was like, can I say this on the show?
You can't, but it's hello and welcome to Soulmates, where we talk about all our favorite little guys and all our favorite little games.
Like Infinity Nikki.
Like Infinity Nikki. Soon to be season 3 of the podcast.
There's only one guy in Infinity Nikki.
Yeah, but that we give the outfits
numbers. There's 2. One of them is Momo.
No, we're not touching Momo. Momo does not get to be on Soulmates. Fuck Momo.
Isn't Momo the kitty? The kitty mentioned in the intro? You started out with this so serious, and I'm intent to derail you.
I'm Ivy Fox. You can find me on our sister podcast, Together We'll Shine, an Utna Rewatch podcast. And also the other thing that I say. Oh, you can find the show on YouTube. At Soul-Mates-podcast, or the Soulmates official account, where you can chat with us and your fellow fans in the comments, or you can find us on your podcast app of choice and give us a little review, because you like us. I've decided that from the Yisang episode, I really actually liked the cadence of the, like, joining me from across the thing, so that's becoming a permanent part of the intro. So joining me as always from across the Mahjong table, someone who's always in the first register of my heart, it's Ash.
Hi, I'm Ash. If you really want to find me, like, you can probably guess what my username is on hypothetically a social game that you can get friend requests in, even though I know they don't do anything.
You
Infinity
can add
Nikki.
You can add Ash in Food Fantasy also.
You can also add me in Food Fantasy or Infinity Nikki, or you could have added me in Honkai Star Rail, but I uninstalled it to make room for Infinity Nikki, and then it made me listen to the theme song for an hour. And so that's my real... This one wasn't even really a little story that I told you. This is just... I played Infinity Nikki last night, and Ivy was there, and we're still riding that high. I run the show's social media on Tumblr at Soul-Mates-podcast. It genuinely makes me extremely happy when people send me Tumblr asks, and this is a call-out post. Not as many people did that after our last episode. Fuck y'all. Send me more Tumblr asks. Come on.
Send Ash more Tumblr asks. Otherwise, they're gonna spend their time doing shit like playing Infinity Nikki.
Yeah, and then if you want me to stop playing Infinity Nikki, you can monetarily incentivize me to do this at ko-fi.com/asherlark. And you can also monetarily support the show at ko-fi.com/ivyfoxart.
That's all correct. I
did it.
This season, no, our music is by Sueños Electrónicos, who you can find on Bandcamp, and our art is by Rygard, who you can find on Instagram. This season, we're talking about the characters from Mahjong Soul. That was
Mahjong
genuinely
Soul
a
is
slip up.
And then, please imagine the joke.
A blend of cute, appealing anime girls with classical Japanese mahjong. In their words, not mine. Oh my god, I got through the intro.
I'm very proud of you.
Sorry, staying up until 2 a.m. watching Ash play Infinity Nikki.
It was 2 a.m. for you.
One hour of which was just listening to the theme song, and by the end of which Ash's computer was like folding in on itself. It's really broken me as a person. Hey, it's also the last episode of Soulmates for our first year.
That's true.
It's almost our anniversary. It'll as of the release of this episode, it'll be our anniversary on Wednesday. So like
yes.
we better make it a good one.
We better make it a good one.
It's Yui Yagi Part 2.
It is.
It's the second
I also
half
just
of
blanked
Yui
out. My god. I was like, what do we do now? I was like, I need some kind of witticism to continue with the podcast, but I don't have any.
No, you could just have to say shit. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
It's Yui Yagi Part 2. We're gonna keep talking about Yui Yagi. We're finally gonna give her some numbers at some point. And then we have some other shit
eventually.
to do. Should we just like... Should we?
Yes. Let's just get into it, honestly.
Let's fucking get into it.
You know about Yui Yagi. You were here for the episode that came out last month. If not... This episode has on the title of it that it's a continuation of another episode. And so I don't know why you're here. It's like watching our movie watch-along episodes without watching the movie. An insane thing to do, genuinely. So, like, I know that's going to incentivize you to keep listening to this episode so that you can, like, tell yourself you're really special.
What Ash is saying is that go listen to our... Fate Colleen Liner Prisma Star Ilya Leaked the Nameless Girl watch along episode and watch the movie along with us. You don't need to listen to Yui Yagi Part 1, you just need to do that. Have you already done it?
And
do
then
it
you
again.
Can come back to this episode.
Yeah, have fun.
Have you done it? Okay, great. Moving on. This is Halloween Party Yui Yagi.
We keep starting episodes by being like, by the way, go do this 1+ hour long thing before continuing the episode. I feel like this might be bad for our watch statistics.
This is, if I look at the YouTube analytics and I'm like, the watch time is like, people watched up until the exact point that we said that, then I'll be happy because you listened to my instructions, but then you didn't come back, which is pretty sad.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up. Anyway, it's Halloween Party Yui Yagi. I'm
gonna really quick go over the order that we're doing things in for this episode, because I feel like we're kind of on an insane tear and we have really no intro to speak of here. So just really quick, we're going to do Halloween Party Yui Yagi, and then we're going to do Moonlight Waltz Yui Yagi, and then we're going to do Heartfelt Summer Yui Yagi, and then we're going to do Quadrupath Adventurer Yui Yagi, and then we're going to do Fantastic and Romantic Yui Yagi, and then we already said that we're doing Fantastic and Romantic Fuji as our other one, yes?
Yes, to close us out for the year.
Yes, so that's what we're doing. We finished with Christmas Carnival last time. Next in the chronology is Halloween Party. Why they put these two holiday ones right next to each other and did them for Yui Yagi, I guess is what's happening.
Well, it's a really funny thought. If you're like a huge Yui Yagi fan, what happens is that like she comes out, she gets one outfit for Christmas.
Sorry, I thought you meant estrogen. She comes out, and then she comes out immediately because of her bond up. And then you get
Christmas outfit shortly after the game's launch, and then you have to wait like 9-10 months for another Yui Yagi
content, and it's another seasonal Halloween one.
That being said, IMO, this outfit fucks. Ash, I'm gonna hit you with a premise that I thought of while looking at this.
My favorite thing.
Like 3 weeks ago.
Wow, you have that long of memory retention?
Every single thing I ever think about the podcast, I remember.
Good point. If it's about the podcast, then
this is my job. Yeah. This outfit is one of the Prisma Star Ilya magical girl outfits, but good.
Oh my god, you're so
First of all, because it's, on a 19-year-old instead of a 14-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, just because, every part of this kicks ass. It's so thematically, coherent and perfect. It's awesome. I love this shit.
You know that we on this podcast have nothing against softcore porn. This has been established. But I also think that this is pretty tasteful. It looks like it could be one of the magical girl outfits, but it feels better. I think it's just because it has this long ass sick as fuck butterfly skirt that that's a dress.
This is a thing that she does look like she's going to the club, but she looks like she's going to a normal club on Halloween. This is a genuine thing that you would wear on Halloween.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it, provocative? Yes, it's hot.
It's just a little sexy.
Good. Yeah, I don't know. It's got a one piece. It's got these little kind of, we can get into it. First of all, eye-catching, this massive fucking butterfly skirt is insane.
Oh my god. I love, the best thing, and I fully think that a lot of, things that want to use butterflies as a theme don't make full use of this, extremely recognizable motif that is these, swallowtail, long, with the oblong shape at the bottom that gets thinner and then thicker, and it's you see that and you immediately know what you're looking at. If these weren't here, I would have a harder time picking out the fact that this is a butterfly pattern, but this makes it immediately obvious, and it's such a good, cool shape.
Yeah.
You don't have to do a lot of work in order to make this happen.
The way that her legs sort of match these sort of bits of the wings sticking down. Also,
they look so oily and iridescent.
That's what I was gonna say. Thing about this image, I don't know who drew this image. It's not credited, but shout out to them for the fucking texturing work on this.
No,
this scaly texturing on the wings. The fact that her shoes have a similar scaly texture, but it's a different texture that is I know what these shoes look and feel like. You can even see. They do a really good job of, capturing the way that light goes through the fabric of sheer tights on her thigh highs, and the fact that the thigh highs have these little swallowtail butterfly things goes insane.
Wait, I didn't even notice that. That's sick.
I don't know what's up with these. She's wearing, a weird, I guess she's just, I was gonna say it's a leotard, but no, it doesn't go up to the top. I guess you can just see her underwear. But she has these weird, gold swoops that look like, this butterfly has little gold accents.
Yeah. It's got all of the right things to just be, a nice, this is gonna be an extremely specific reference. I'm from Arkansas, and our state butterfly is the Diana fritillary, and I internalized this. Whenever I saw a Diana fritillary in my normal life, I would be like, oh my god, the Diana fritillary. But if you go and look at pictures of this butterfly, which you should, Diana space Frittilary. Then you can see that it has these little, unless I'm stupid, it has these little spots. And that's what this is, emulating, but it's a gold spot instead of what you would see is it's got a blue spot on mostly black.
Sick. And
I
this
didn't spell fritillaria right. Fuck me.
I spelled it right.
Oh.
This top fucking owns, like, I love these, like, they're completely sort of out of nowhere, but they're just, like, again, this is just, like, a hot look. These straps of fabric, they're really, like, clearly defined, like, how thick are these straps of, like, distinctly silk fabric?
Absolutely.
They look beautiful. I don't really understand why they're there, but they kick ass. They add this nice kind of shaping to the bust. I think
like the way that they, like, validate the existence of these little gold rings. Like, oh, it's something to hook these onto. Okay.
Yeah. The fucking, she's got little butter. I love these detached sleeves.
They're really good. I love the, like, way that they attach to the forearm or the bicep. I can never know which one is the forearm. Fuck me.
The forearm
this
is
a
forward.
specific issue with me, where I'm like, is that the forearm or is this the forearm? But because you
forearm
can't call it
forward.
the hind arm, but it's the bicep. But the way that it's on this little attachment is like, it looks like bat wings to me, and this little ruffled fabric.
Yeah,
and it's like it's so good.
And it, like, matches the, like, her, like, collar thing that the sheer part of her dress goes up into. This, I love how this little butterfly ornament at her neck is, like, kind of tacky. It looks kind of plasticky and out of shape in a way that, like, you would just, like, stick an extra butterfly thing onto your Halloween costume, because it's a Halloween costume. Like, she looks sick. I feel like her facial expression is really, she's incredibly kind of JoJo posing here,
Oh no, 100%.
And she's got this kind of, like,
cool.
she's got this kind of, like, hey, kind of facial expression, or she's like, she's noticed something and she's mildly amused by it as she does this, like, weird floating JoJo pose. It's sick.
Her quote also helps with this, which is, "Go butterflies, bring that person to me." Which, by the way, genuinely cool. I rarely say this about these. Provides a sort of interesting narrative to the, like, what you think you're doing with this butterfly-themed witch Halloween costume, I guess. But it's like, I don't know, it fits with this whole thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that I feel about, like, this sheer, like, cling filming to her collarbones, like, black one piece that she's wearing with a little heart-shaped boob cut out in the middle. This is the kind of thing that I would normally, like, I'm imagining this without the skirt, and I'm imagining this, like, it posed differently, and I'm like, this would freak me out, right? Like, this is a thing that I would look at in a piece of art for this video game and be like, why did they put her in this? But it works here because, I think, of, like, both, because of the way that she's posed, and it's like, I appreciate that the boob window is up and not facing you. I think it does a lot of work for this.
Yeah, it looks like a garment. I mean, like, and also, like, I don't know, Yui Yagi, she's 19, Yui Yagi's allowed to be sexy. She can do what she wants. Well, she can do what she wants. And the fact that it has this, like big the confidence.
Dress.
Yeah, it's that this image is confident. It's that her posing and her face are confident. And so this doesn't feel weird. It feels like she's, showed up to slay.
It feels kind of characterful to me, this, like, weird little cutout, because it's like, I don't know, it's her being kind of silly and a teenager. It's like, oh, I have this edgy dress, and then also I put on a little sexy top. And it's like, yeah.
Yeah, totally. This is the kind of thing that you do when you're 19.
Exactly.
Her hair looks fucking great. The whole composition of this image is great. This whole, like, swoop down and then back up. It looks gorgeous. It's, there's nothing special with her hair. It's just really nicely shaded. It's really, like, nicely shaped around the dress and her arm. One of my favorite details, again, like, for how, like, I feel like you can initially, this is why we do this podcast. We were talking about this recently, but, like, it's so easy to initially look at a piece of art like this and just kind of write it off as like, oh, this is a stupid outfit. However, there's so much thought and care into like how this outfit is constructed, and like the number one thing to this that we didn't touch on while we were down there is this, oh my god, petticoat. Is this petticoat, this like just back petticoat that she has on. Because it's so easy to look at this outfit and be like, okay, well, she's walking, why doesn't it drag on the ground? And it still might, like, it's exaggerated, but like, in theory, that's what this fucking petticoat is for.
It always poofs out behind her because she has petticoats.
She has petticoats. And, like, again, this top is insane, but it does, like, construction-wise make sense. There's,
I'm not
like,
worried about this falling off her like I am with many outfits.
You can see on her right boob, the dress part that has the little sparkles, actually does curl under her boob in a clear, like, you know, it's clearly a supportive garment. It's not super clear how it's supporting it. I guess it's some strapless bullshit. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt, just because it's shaped like an actual piece of clothing on someone's body. And it's like, this is a really, really well thought outfit on many. It's a really well executed piece of art in like the texturing and the composition. The colors are so beautiful. Her like sort of peach blossom skin with the purple is so nice. They've done her skin tones so nicely here. She looks like a peach. She like turns from these shades of pink into these shades of yellow. This again, whatever things that this podcast does to me. I'm looking at like the little bit of side boob and I'm like, yeah, that attaches to her body in the way a boob attaches to your body.
100%. I was going to comment on this too. This has really good body dynamics, like genuinely. You know, I can kind of make fun of the way that this garment sticks to her collarbones, but like, you know, I appreciate the fact that she has like her arms positioned in this way where her shoulders are slightly raised, and that makes like, you know, that makes the meat of her neck, you know, sink down into like, you know, this is how your body works. You can see it.
We are not.
I can still see it.
We are not about to have a dispute about like whether her legs connect to her hips properly.
Oh no, we're like, not, because they look nice and normal.
Yeah. And it's just like these warm tones of the violet and the peach skin, and then these little shocks of yellow from her eyes and the gold, and then just two little spots of blue just to mix it up. It's like, ooh, sumptuous. Fucking awesome. This looks
I just appreciate
great.
That they actually used her butterfly theme for something important.
We were talking recently in an argument that I started and then left because it got too stressful about whether or not people buy holiday-themed things because they care about holidays. And, like, I don't really care about Halloween. I mean, people do really care about Halloween. But, like,
I know a lot of people who really care about Halloween.
I would own this just because it's a kick-ass outfit. In the context of coming out in the Halloween party skin line, which, first of all, very funny that this skin line is just named Halloween Party.
And with only one L.
It, you know, I lost my train of thought because you said that. It does have only one L, that's fucked.
In the context of coming out in the skin line.
Yeah, you can look at this and be like, this is a great Halloween costume. But I think you can look at this and just be like, well, I have no context for this, but she's in this fucking, like, you know, adult magical girl, like, kick-ass butterfly dress. Okay.
She's cool and edgy.
But also pretty and elegant.
But also pretty and elegant. And also fantastic and romantic, weirdly.
No, well, maybe a little.
You know, this just is the best. I will fight for it. Truly.
I came in expecting to like this one because I've looked at it before and been like, but like I did not expect to like look at it closer and be like, wow, every single detail of this is perfect.
And I still kind of
perfect
want
image.
these detached sleeves. I like how much they go over
I
part of
know!
the hand.
They look
it just
kind
looks like
of
it would
weirdly.
feel nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say they look weirdly comfy. They kind of and they contribute to for how revealing and this dress is. The detached sleeves give her a little bit of shy girl look because they look like a hoodie that's a little bit too big that goes a little bit too over your hands. It's cute.
It's cute. It's cute. It's characterful. It's rendered so well. What more can you ask for? Truly. And the answer, a better emote. Hey, there's a lot of things I have wrong with this emote. First of all, why is it drawn like that? Second of all, they've managed to do her hairpiece worse than anyone's ever done it.
Correct. Why does it have a bunch of extra lines and dots, but not enough of them? I don't understand.
And, usually they do it with, some separation between the top and the bottom.
Nope.
This one's just a block. It's her face is too close to the bottom of her head. This is how people draw, chibis sometimes, but it's not how Mahjong Soul does them. And then her body is so small. You can barely tell what's going on under there. Also, it's they got so many details in there, but none of them make sense. And the butterflies are just these weird little, they're like the Twitter icon. They just they float around in there. And I don't know what's happening. What is she doing? She's eating something, but she's not. There's no food in her hands. She just has her hand to her mouth and she's going, yum.
Her hair is also so flat. If you look at it next to the outfit, it's flat on her head. It's deflated, but it's also just a solid gray. And it's she looks like a little grandma.
That gray isn't real. There's so many colors in her hair normally, or just so many highlights and shadows, that looking at this flat color is what is happening?
Yeah, and her hot top has been so reduced in this tiny form that she really just looks like a grandma in a sweater. I'm what's up with that?
What's up with that?
Honestly, what's up with that?
What's up with that?
What's up with that? That's fine,
guys. What's up with that? It's fine. It's still a good outfit. It's not I'm buying these for the emotes, except for sometimes you would.
Oh, yeah. Not this one, though, but that's fine.
Not this one, though, but you would buy it for the outfit.
You would buy it for the outfit, absolutely.
Should we move on?
I suppose so. How much time did we spend? Oh, actually, a decent amount.
Yeah, a decent amount. Not that much, considering sort of what we've been doing lately, but I did say before we started that I thought this was going to be a shorter episode on account of our manic energy. Except for Moonlight Waltz. Senpai, how about a dance? I learned some simple dance steps before coming here, but the chance of me stepping on your foot is still 32.7%. I hope you won't mind.
I feel this is maybe getting ahead of myself into numbers territory. But I feel Yui Yagi knows what sex is, but she's really bad at it. Last time we witnessed her kind of insane
oh my god, the poncho.
Massive Christmas poncho over lingerie. The whole situation just terribly inconvenient for any situation. And now from the quote and from the kind of chair she's sitting in that you would find at a ballroom venue, she's giving me a cheeky upskirt. She seems she's doing this intentionally or whatever, which cool, but girl, we're in public. Let's have a dance and then retire.
You're
for the
wearing
evening.
An evening gown.
You're wearing an evening gown. Don't girl, wrong time.
No, it is absolutely this image is less explicitly coming on to you than others. And
I don't know about that, Ash, but okay.
I'm right, first of all. So hold on. Less than others, and less explicitly do this act to me than others. But it is, borders, I think, it's just because, like, when you see it at a glance, I think you can get away with seeing it as, like, oh, she's like me, perched in a chair, you know? As opposed to, like, fucking Ayane Kisaragi's outfits, in which she's like, hello.
Well, that's my point, is that, well, I don't know, there's so much intentionality in this, like...
Oh, no, absolutely. She's going like,
she's going like,
I have.
She's going like, oh, me? Take a look. And I'm like, girl...
look what you could do right now.
We're still in the ballroom.
There's a hint of, you know, like, it's almost excusable.
I don't even, like, it's like, okay, to be clear, I think this is slightly less sort of real criticism than you're taking it. I think, like, for what it is, it's like, you know, this is, whatever, she's allowed to be sexy. This is, like, you know, a sexy thing that isn't, like, that feels in character and is not too over the line. I just think it's really funny that you're clearly still in public and she's doing this.
Yeah. I think this is funny, and it's funny. I think the innuendo of it is also funny. I just think because she's showing so little skin, you wouldn't glance at this on someone's screen and be like, why is that girl giving you an upskirt? You'd be like, oh, she's sitting.
Oh, she's sitting. Yeah. It does kind of, like, the fact that she's sitting does kind of explode this dress.
Oh, no, 100%. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. I love the depth of folds and shit they have in these petticoats.
Absolutely.
I love the way that all of this fabric is draped. They have it draped over all sides of the chair. They have it draped over the sides with these fucking... And also the petticoats extend out to that bit, so I don't know what these little side pieces are. You know, and then you've got the fucking bottom of it that, like, clearly trails, and it's, like, it's so prom dressy. Like, it looks... you know, glittery and, like, galaxy themed, and it's like, this is a prom dress that you would buy in 2012. It's kind of
a nice dress, hypothetically. It's also kind of the same as the last dress, but less interesting.
That's what's fucked really about it, is that this is the same color scheme. It's even got the peach.
It's the same color scheme. It seems like it kind of has similar shaping. I do think this is by the same artist. Just looking at how the folds are drawn and how the textures are drawn, I'm pretty sure this is by the same artist. I do like the lighting in this, the way that light, like, you know, because this is transparent fabric that's hanging over the sides of the... What part of the dress is it? Who can say? However, you know, it really, like, absorbs all the light and becomes, like, very yellow. If you look at this picture too long, you'll sort of be like, wait, how does the lighting work? But don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
But, like...
you need to be able to see her for the purposes of the image, even though if she was lit like this, she would be mostly in shadow.
I could see how this dress hypothetically would be kind of sick. It's just not a dress on this chair.
Yeah, I think it's, like, it's not a super interesting dress because it, like... I respect this image for not making a super interesting outfit and then not letting me see it. It's like, this is mostly just a gown.
Yeah.
It seems like, and, like, you know, with not too much, like, flair to it. Really the interesting part of it is this, like, little star clasp, you know, around the torso. And that's fun. And that's like, okay, and that's all I need to see. You know, the rest of it I can sort of imply. You're not implying that it's interesting. The fucked up thing about this dress is, the only fucked up thing about this dress, asterisk, is around the shoes. Why are the petticoats, like, blue light is clearly hitting them from the shoes?
I mean, that being said,
the glowing shoes?
What's also with this, like, rainbow diamond
rainbow
pattern
filament?
on her? Does she have, like, LEDs in her fucking shoes?
No, I think these are her... I think she's wearing Love Nikki socks that are clipping. She's managed to get socks and tights, and it's like the textures of them are overlapping.
I do feel like these heels, are they wedges? You can see, like, the back of her left one.
Oh yeah,
actually.
they're wedges.
They're wedges. but I feel like they have an LED blue light coming out of them. That's the only thing to explain this, which, like, I don't know, kind of cool. She's 19.
Sick.
This is a thing a 19-year-old would do. This is a thing
100%.
19-year-old me would do.
This
First
is a
of
thing
all, I
19-year-old
love
me
wedges.
also would have done if I was, like, I am comfortable wearing kind of a silly outfit.
Uh-huh. I do kind of appreciate, like, she's very, again, I'm pretty sure this is the same artist. She's very lovingly rendered. This artist does a really good job of Yui Yagi's face, of keeping it subtle, but keeping it, like, not always this, like, this is a different face from the last face. But both of them have sort of Yui Yagi's sort of subtle expression thing that you get in her emotes. It's really good. I just like how, you know, she's lovingly rendered, this chair is relatively lovingly rendered, but this wine and these Mahjong tiles and this plant are kind of like...
Oh, they're kind of shit.
They're like...
The plant especially is, like, super early Mahjong Soul. They're just starting to do backgrounds on the art.
Yeah. They look like they're... I don't even necessarily think they look like shit. They just look like they're painted in a different style. This is like an impressionist plant.
Speaking of, they're just starting to do backgrounds on this shit. Don't look at this chair for too long. It looks like it's about to eat her, and also the arms of it are insanely long. This thin little chair back is, like, curving around her.
That being said, if you look at sort of the depth of it, from, like, where she's sitting to, like, where you can see, like, the bottom of it, it does look insanely comfy. That's 100%. Massive cushion.
Except for the fact that this chair back is not as comfortable as it looks, because it barely has any room to be cushioned.
Oh, yeah.
It's the width of the side of your hand. Things I do like about this image... quite a lot. We talked about the lighting already, but I think the lighting is it's at its best on the left side of this image, especially, like, her right arm, her right forearm. And, you know, the like, drapery on the left side, it's just fantastic. And I also love that she has a dead wall of Mahjong tiles beside her. One of them's been drawn. She's about to get after a con.
Sorry, I ate a bite of food.
Yeah, I could tell. You stopped responding to my really clever jokes.
Well, I thought you would carry it for a while I take a bite. This happens a lot. Yeah, the dead wall is cute. It's so funny to have, like, I guess she just has, like, 14 Mahjong tiles just kind of sitting on this little table in this dining hall. Okay.
First of all, she's at a dance with you. Second of all, she's about to commit an act of public indecency. Third of all, she's ready to play Mahjong anyway. Fourth of all, I guess she's of drinking age in fake Japan, where they want to pretend that they're Japanese.
She's 19 is drinking. Isn't 18 drinking age in Japan?
Yeah,
I think
that's
so.
my point.
Yeah.
Is it also in China? I don't know, but they're in fake Japan anyway.
I like how her hair is done in this. It's still it still has the side bun, but they've finally given her a different haircut, or a hairstyle where it's like, okay, I'm going to the ball, I have to do my hair a little differently. I'm not really gonna mess with my bangs, but all of my back stuff, I guess I'll just put it up in the side bun with these, like, little scrunchies. And it's kind of funny. It kind of looks like shit, and it's kind of funny that she's put in extra effort to, like,
legal
make
drinking
her
age in Japan is 20.
Well, illegal.
That better be grape juice.
Yui Yagi is committing several illegal acts right now.
Except for the fact that they're actually in China, where the drinking age is 18.
Oh, well, there we go. But, like, the idea that she, like, put her hair up for the ball and it mostly just kind of looks worse is really funny to me.
I do love that she has a slightly different hairstyle. I genuinely, I think at this angle, it's like, it both looks like kind of shit and looks like, oh, how nice.
Yeah, I like her pearls. I like that this dress has sort of a built-in little cravat. I think that's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's
you can
awesome.
see the tiniest little butterfly at her
I
collar.
know. Speaking of this being the same dress.
It's the same dress. These gloves are like really funny and don't look like they belong with this outfit because they look like they're from Hot Topic. They're like embroidered with like fucking tribal tattoo, and they like go over the fingers.
This dress is also from like a slightly more expensive version of Hot Topic.
Yeah, that's fair. They're just like a little bit more punk than the dress, you know?
Yeah. But I think what we're learning about Yui Yagi from this and the previous outfit is that she's actually emo.
She's actually emo.
And this kind of makes sense to me.
Uh-huh. Generally I like this image. It's just kind of funny. There's lots of I enjoy looking at this image. Like all of the details look really nice. I like the light hitting her. You're correct. The light hitting her right forearm, but specifically the difference between how it interacts with the like sheer fabric and the like black embroidery on her glove is kind of nuts.
Yeah, it's awesome.
She has these like gold bangles for a little pop of yellow. Cool.
If I may qualm it up real quick,
qualm it up.
Her hair ornament is suddenly darker. And I can't decide whether I think this is because she's wearing a different version of the ornament to go with the dress, or whether they just forgot how to draw a 6-pin, which they've also been forgetting to do the entire time that they've had Yui Yagi.
Uh-huh.
Given that this isn't how a 6-pin looks. Also, they made they're green now, like they are in the emotes. And it doesn't look like peen anymore, really. It just looks like a fucked up 6.
I mean, this is what 6-pin look like in Chinese sets, is they're green and red like this.
Sure.
So she switched to her Chinese hairpiece.
But, like, the dark around, they don't have enough white on. If you go to any of her other outfits, it does not look like this at all.
Oh, yeah. Wild.
It's just like, why did they stop rendering the 6-pin, the fake 6-pin?
What, she's not allowed to have multiple hairpins?
No!
Women aren't allowed to do things, Ash?
No!
Damn.
Nothing can compare to a maiden's offer for a dance.
What?
That's from the tweet.
Oh. Nothing can compare to a maiden's offer for a dance, right?
Am I right?
Alright.
Am I right?
Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this outfit, extremely low estrogen. She's incredibly flat in this outfit for, I don't know why. She's very full in the last one, and she conceivably could have almost no boob in this one.
Yeah.
Why? Who can say? Different time in the estrogen timeline. One supposes.
Yeah. One supposes.
One supposes.
This emote is normal.
This emote is... It's kind of cute. It's cute.
It still looks kind of markedly different from her normal ones, just because of the way the eyes are drawn, but it's not bad.
Uh-huh. You know, you've given her 14 Mahjong tiles, I suppose, and she's like, for me? It's cute.
It is very much like, you know, I appreciate that it's a little bit more interesting of a take on the traditional, like, this is just the face that you're making in this outfit emote, where it's like, in the full pose, she's propositioning you, and here they've just translated that into something that's more visible on just her head, where she's like, oh, look.
Oh, dear.
Oh,
me?
Dear.
Me? You're interested in me? I feel like her dress really looks good here.
It's fantastic.
This glove you can see is kind of fucked up, but they did the top of this dress really well. They also did her hair really nicely.
Yeah.
Or at least this little bun. This is like a cute little emo. It's got the little pink circle with the sparkles.
Nice. It's good.
Yeah. This one.
Approved.
Approved. Soulmates approved.
We're blasting through this shit. Heartfelt Summer.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, it's the one that's always on the all-time popular list on number 1.
Uh-huh.
Drawn
It's the one
by a different artist.
Oh yeah, almost certainly. It's the one that people don't like on account of its bad, except I guess people do like it. People I know don't like it.
It's very animated if you've seen it in real life. You can look at the little animated image of it on the... It's so full of tweeting. And this is helped by the fact that her body proportions in this image, she has, like, decent body dynamics in some places. Which is to say that I like the way that this artist renders, like, rolls of fat. However, they've also made her they've made her hips like so wide. They've given her the biggest thigh gap in the world. They've stretched her calves out until they look like fucked up drumsticks. She has such broad shoulders, the tiniest, longest neck and tiniest arms, and her boobs are suction cupped to her chest. And also she has no room for her organs because her ribcage just sort of like compresses down into a super snatched waist, which then immediately balloons out into the biggest pelvis imaginable. And if you look at the hand that's resting on that branch for too long, you'll freak out because it has too many lines. Butterflies are attracted by beautiful flowers. Yes, that's right. But why do you bring this up now, Senpai?
I don't... It is... Like, this does kind of give the impression that her legs were sort of 3D modeled before they painted over it, because they, like, 3D modeled her legs as normal legs attached to normal hips, right? And then they were like...
Oh my god, I can't look at the legs, I can't look at the legs, I can't look at the legs, I can't.
They were like, oh wait, she needs a thigh gap because of women. And so they just grabbed her left leg and then dragged it over. And she looks like she's made of clay. The whole image, she looks like she's a clay object that has been sculpted.
Her calves. Maybe the worst we've seen yet. It's so bad.
There's so, like, look at her, sorry to make you do this, look at her right leg, look at the proportion, look at how small her right thigh is. Why is it that small?
Oh my god, they took a bite out of her. Listen, they gave her the plumpest, thickest legs on the widest hips, and then they wrenched them apart to give her a thigh gap and took a bite out to make sure they wouldn't come back together. And then they just, like, again, this is a clay model, and they were like, these calves, the feet need to be about a foot lower. And then they just squeezed.
They just pulled it out. And then they just kind of, like, twisted her torso until it was sort of at the right angle they wanted without consideration of what would happen to it.
The problem with this image is, if you only look at the top of it, it kind of kicks ass.
I think if you only look at the top of it, it's fine.
I think the way that the light and color are rendered in this image and her hair and the fabric are really good.
Okay, that's fair.
The outfit I am not considering. It is not an outfit. It is a shawl over a vaguely butterfly patterned bikini, and just a thigh strap that digs into your thigh more than any ever before, and panties that, like, just sink into the skin. Like, the outfit, no.
I will say,
this
like,
shawl fabric rendering and her hair and the expression and the lighting, kind of great.
I will say I do like this bathing suit top. This is hypothetically a cute bathing suit top, except that it's too small.
Too small.
They've given her not very large boobs. Yeah, they've given her not very large boobs in this one, and yet the bathing suit is too small, and this is strange to me. They, like, didn't give her cleavage, which is strange to me. I mean, like, she has cleavage, but they're not, like, pushed together into a cleavage line.
Well, it's just like the thigh
just,
gap.
Right, they wrenched her boobs apart. They do look like just orbs stuck onto her. She's made of clay, etc. But yeah, just the shawl is really nice. It's really nice and painterly in ways.
Billows. It's got these blue and green, and then the warm, like, bright white, but then edging into, like, you know, orange tones. It's like, it's not soft yellow lighting, it's hard, like, just the edge of evening lighting, where it, like, feels like it burns with this orange. Like, the good stuff. Also,
and it's coming horizontally because it's late in the day.
Also, she's holding a Mahjong tile, and I did think that she was about to eat it.
This is incredibly, like, I'm about to eat this Mahjong tile ass posing.
Ow. It's my little canapé.
Oh, hello. Can I interest you in a Mahjong tile?
Nom nom.
Hungry?
Hungry? How hungry? This hair ornament is insane. I'm gonna keep talking about this because I have so many opinions about this shit. This hair ornament is insane, but I think, like, the volume of it actually does a lot of good for her. She once again has her hair pinned up in this way that looks like total shit. And it's like, you know, this extremely voluminous, like, plastic flower hair ornament is kind of the best, just because it's like, it looks like she has tropical fruits in there. Like, she just has more hair volume because she has this thing on. And, like, I think all of the little flyaway strands that this artist, I think it's less that she's intended to have a really messy bun and more that this artist is just obsessed with flyaways. But I think that they look good, actually. I actually think this background is, like, nice. I really like this super gnarled, like, extremely three-dimensional tree object. It's so good. The butterflies look like shit, and I don't know why they're here.
The funny thing is that the tree, like, she looks sort of drawn normally, and then the tree and the beach and the water look like they're painted. Like, it looks like she's standing in front of a matte painting, which is kind of a good look. It looks nice. But then these butterflies are rendered in yet a third way, which is that they're just, like, entirely computer rendered. And, like, that's too many. That's one too many different painting styles for this image. It can't have 3 different painting styles. That's too many.
I started thinking about the fucking maple leaf filter in front of Love Between Fairy and Devil, and I freaked out a little bit. That's what these look like.
They do, yeah, this does look like there's a butterfly computer-generated filter in front of the screen.
They don't go behind, I mean, one of them interacts with the tree, but they don't go behind the tree. They don't go behind her, and it's just so, like, you know.
They're all in
someone
the foreground.
Someone put in a little bit of effort
sizes.
to make sure that they cut out some of them, but not very many.
Like, you can really see it on her thigh, the way that, like, this butterfly on her thigh just does not... It looks like a tattoo, but it just, like, doesn't interact at all. It's just, like, it just happens to be there. It's very... I feel like you didn't need these, or you could have, like, one of them. You could have just the one that's, like, sitting on the branch. She already has butterfly shit in her clothes. It's fine.
Or you could just do the two. Like, the thing is, they look bad in the still image partially because they animate, but that makes them even more like a default filter that comes with your fucking program.
Wait, hang on. I'm rewatching the animation to see how they animate. There's a little
flutter.
crab. Oh, yeah. They are incredibly, like, rendered 3D objects, huh? Fascinating. There's a little crab that scutters across the beach in her animation, and I'm like, where's the fucking crab?
I wish it was in the still image. I really do.
Put the crab.
Because her emote has the crab in it, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Are we moving on to this emote?
I feel like I've gone too fast and talked too much.
Why? Why do you feel this way?
I don't know. Do you have anything else to say about the outfit?
No, she's wearing a bathing suit. It would be a nice bathing suit if it fit, but it doesn't. The like, I don't know. I agree with you. You know, there's levels, there's nuance. I like her little bracelets. I think her little bracelets are cute.
Yeah.
She's gone to the beach. She has little bracelets. She has these little bracelets and a couple skins. I agree with you that this fabric looks really good and the way it captures the light. However, I do get really genuinely mad. Like, they keep doing this. They keep, like, giving women swimsuit outfits and then covering them in, like, a semi-transparent shawl.
Yeah, they put them in a cover-up.
And it's like, I get why you do this, but you don't have to, because you can just design an interesting bathing outfit.
Yeah.
You can just design, like, a good bathing outfit, like Fuji bathing outfit, and not do this shit. And I'm like, you know, I don't want to look at this top more, because I know that it fits like shit, and it'll upset me. For, you know, cringe reasons. I'm not going to explain that. But, like, the shawl, it just, like, just design a better bathing outfit and put her in, like, a better pose. The pose isn't that bad, but, like, the pose becomes bad because it emphasizes everything that's wrong with her body.
This is a good pose if you draw her like a human being. I agree with you. It's the Fuji bathing suit outfit is good largely because she doesn't have a thing covering up the bathing suit that she's wearing, which it isn't a super interesting bathing suit, but like, you know, she has a background element.
I would say it's an interesting bathing suit.
Oh, it's a good
She's got the
bathing
big
suit.
Tails. She's got the like. There's so much to look at.
Oh, that's true.
I
did forget about the big tail.
I'm looking at the bathing suit. I'm looking at the bathing suit tag right now, and I want to talk about anything we haven't talked about. But like,
I'm looking at it as well. It is an interesting bathing suit. You're right. My bad. Yeah, she isn't wearing a cover up, which was important.
Why is Invincible Ichihime in the swimsuit category? That's not a swimsuit. Anyway, sorry. I just like, you know, if you scroll down to like the other images category of this wiki page, the big head looks great. The small head honestly looks even better. The half and waiting room, the half you can but the waiting room is where it really starts to...
The waiting room is like, oh, she has a thigh gap.
Yeah, the waiting room is where it starts to fall apart. And it's like, you know, there are parts of this image that are drawn good, but I don't want to look at this image ever. Every time I happen to look at this image, I look at a different image. Sorry.
Yeah, it's the fact that this is the like highest rated all-time image on mahjongsoul.club is actually the core of what's wrong with our society.
It's bad.
It's not good.
Like,
Kill!
I just think that, like, you know, listen, I'm like a queer, genderqueer woman, ? And so I don't understand what thigh gap is about. But I just don't understand what thigh gap is about. You just don't need it. I feel like this would look sexier if her legs were together and you couldn't see as much of her swimsuit, and then you can see less of it, which makes it sexier, because that's how sexy works. You know? If she had her legs, like, crossed properly and didn't have this insane thigh gap, and you didn't have to stretch her hips out, it would just look better on every level, and it would look more attractive.
We all understand and we all agree as a society that thick thighs are hot, but then you have to, like, carve out a piece. Why?
You have to
You've
get one of those
removed the appeal.
You have to get one of those things that you carve like linoleum with and go shroop.
Yes.
It's
you gotta
like
get
in
one
that
of my
shape.
speedball carvers.
Anyway, that's all I really have to say about it.
Yeah.
I think I just got extra mad because the last two were so good.
Yeah.
Also,
that's how it goes.
This emote kicks ass.
It's so good.
This is the best. This is an outfit you buy just for this emote, so that you can
wouldn't
crab
buy this
on
outfit, but this emote is really good. The glorious crab.
The glorious crab. The
way these little eyes frame her face. Like, shut up.
Her little peace signs that mirror the crab claws. It's
her
like
completely blank expression.
With just like a little bit of blush. Her swimsuit looks weirdly better in this, which is fucked up because she's a tiny guy. You can like clearly see the butterfly, and the fabric is like framing it nicely. Her hairpiece is super qualmed, but that's okay because it's just not important in this image. Like, I love how I love this kind of like, it's symmetrical except like, her big like bunch of hair flowers and her big messy bun break the symmetry. Just a fucking awesome emote. Crab.
Go my crab.
Go my crab. Why couldn't the outfit be like this?
I know! Go my crab!
Go my crab.
Go my crab.
Fly my crab.
Fly, broken crab.
Like the crab from Yui Yagi on Heartfelt Summer.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
Quadrupath Adventure, Yui Yagi?
Yes.
This episode is going to be like an hour and a half.
That's fine.
That's fine. We've just been on such a roll with long episodes lately that whenever it's not a long episode, I get freaked out.
Yeah, but like I feel like that's why we have to pare it down a little bit.
Exactly.
I have shit to talk about. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
That's fine.
I'm not worried. I know I sound worried.
Okay. I mean, we could also take a break here, but we can also move on.
Oh, yeah, right. We are after 3. Whatever. No, let's keep going.
Okay. Wait, I need to take another bite of food then. So fill time while I do that.
Hello, everyone. From all of us here at Soulmates, we would like to thank you for giving us such a heartfelt summer. That's my joke. It's my joke. It's like the heart. It's this. You in the. It's. You're also fantastic and romantic. I would take you on my Quadrupath adventure anytime. Let's have a moonlit waltz together, and then afterwards we can go to a Halloween party. I know it sounds like a long night, but don't worry about it.
Wait, the Halloween party comes after the moonlight waltz?
I know. I know it sounds like a long night.
It does sound like a long night.
But like, don't worry about it.
Anyway,
we can go 3.5 hours.
Ooh, wow.
Because that's our longest Soulmates episode.
In this one, she's gay.
Yep.
Huge Yuri.
Oh yeah, it does have huge Yuri.
Finally, the return of
filter.
Huge Yuri.
Fuck this.
That's fine.
Whatever.
I'm fine with the butterflies in this one.
I'm not.
Because I generally think this outfit kicks like a lot of ass.
It's the outfit, fantastic. I have qualms with the butterflies only.
The butterflies not romantic.
Not fantastic, not romantic.
Why can't I pull up this full image? It only loads half of it.
This happened to me with one of the other ones. She has a cravat again.
She does.
Let's go.
And it's I mean we can work top down. Well, first of all, she's like, "Hello, have you heard of the Green Dragon? Here it is. I'm summoning it from my book." I do like that the butterflies are being pulled along in the stream of magic. It looks kind of sick. I think this magic effect looks fine, but like it's good. Like compositionally. I think her collar looks great.
Yeah.
It's like detached white collar with like the gold detailings and this like cravat with her little sort of butterfly blue gem in it. Giving her this like sort of funny boob window over her like sort of
It feels genuinely so accidental. It's here. It's like I wish I owned, I probably should just buy one of these detached collars. They're really nice to put under outfits. But I know people who have these. And, like, honestly, wearing a detached collar, having a cravat on it, and then also additionally wearing this fucking... It seems like this, like, top is attached to the collar, but it's, like, fully... The top is just designed to, like, go over your shoulders, and the collar is just designed to go over your neck, and it's like, well, I've accidentally left a boob window instead of just having cleavage.
Uh-huh.
Oops.
And...
Oopsie.
Oops. She's got this little vest, or she's got this little, like, it's like a corset. It's like a weird, like, handmade corset, where it's like she turned a vest into a corset by just lashing a bunch of belts across it.
Oh my god, it's so JRPG bullshit.
It's so JRPG bullshit, which is what this is going for, and they are hitting their fucking mark. They are hitting their art goals.
Goals met.
Goals met.
I love the pleated skirt with these little 3-pin designs, and then just one layer of, like, it's not even petticoat, just one layer of, like, underskirt. It's like, yeah.
This also looks like a real kind of, like, you know, she's like a mage. The Quadropath Adventurer, they're like an adventuring outfit, and she's the mage. But there's something about, like, the material on this skirt, like the texture, the way it catches the light, and like the way it flies, that makes it look very adventure-y. If for whatever, you know, fucked up JRPG reasons you have to be adventuring in a skirt, this looks like a really durable, like, garment.
Yeah,
you know?
It's because the pleats are, like, kind of fake, and they have this other colored fabric, like, you know, between them. That's, like, sometimes they actually render this as pleats in this drawing, sometimes they just render it as, like, a fun little insert, but it looks like it could easily be... It's not metal, but you could make this skirt out of metal.
Yeah, exactly. It looks almost like armor. Like, this could be made out of leather, hypothetically. She's got these fucking... I do love the pin, just, like, themes through this. It's also, like,
she got the 3
on
pin
her thigh highs.
Yeah.
You know, these... I kind of don't like how her skin color pushes through the thigh highs. It's a bit much for me. But...
It's not the worst they've ever done it.
The top of these thigh highs are some real anime bullshit.
I
love these boots. I love how they flare out, kind of both like the lilies, but also like butterfly wings. They've got these stupid little bows on them. Like, this is just like a detail-rich image. If you like looking at images that have a lot of details because you're into JRPGs, this has a lot of them, and they're all really, really fun.
I love
the whole thing is like a
bullshit outfits.
The whole thing is like a mix of, like, there's butterfly motifs some places, and there's these 3 through 5 pin motifs some places. It's just, like, it's really nice. It's total bullshit, but it somehow really comes together, IMO.
And then coming back to this cloak, like, it's hooded. It's hooded, which makes her look like a nerd. What I need, honestly, in my life. It makes it look like a mage and a nerd. Which, mages are nerds, we know this. It's, like, really not attached to her. It's a JRPG cloak. She doesn't actually, she's not actually fitting through sleeves. I can imagine there being a little strap under her biceps here, or, like, under her armpits, but they're not evident, and this cloak is flowing off of her. And then it's got these 5 pins that are on these, like, strips of fabric that come off of it. She's got a 5 pin and a 3 pin, and it's just, like, and then she's got these gloves that are, like, she has a big golden bangle with some kind of potion on it, the same as she has, like, a little potion on one of her many JRPG belts.
They're little mana potions, little blue potions.
And then her gloves are flared in exactly the same way. I mean, not the exact same way, but they're flared in the same way as her boots are. And it gives this nice sense of visual symmetry that's also so nerdy. Weird little thing I really like about this is the, I know I just complained about them changing her hair ornament, but here, totally justified. It's gold-rimmed to match all of the gold-rimmed peen on her outfit. It's really good. It kicks ass, actually. And then she's got, like, one little magic earring, which is exactly how I dress in Final Fantasy XIV, because sometimes they give you a set of... No, listen to me. Sometimes they don't give you an option. It's either you get, like, a set of earrings, or usually if they give you a cosmetic, it's only one earring. Like, if it's a glamourable item, if it's, like, level 1 and provides no stats and you're just intended to glamour it over what you're wearing, it's one earring. And it's, like, this is the tiniest thing that no one will ever notice, like that ring that you get for completing 500 grand company leave quests. But, like, it's one earring. It's on the gay side, I think.
I believe so.
It's on the gay ear.
It's on the gay ear. Huge Yuri.
Huge Yuri.
I really love... We were talking about this earlier, the way, this rhymes with, fucking Moonlight Waltz. In that this cloak, like, splits off into all of these different bits, and the way they flow out, like, looks like butterfly wings. It, like, mimics the shape of the butterfly wings with all of the different swallowtails. It's, like, so nice. I love the way, like, you know, the... Again, the, like, composition is really fun, because, like, you know, you look at her face, and then you look at the book, and then you follow this swoop of energy to her green dragon spell. Fucking
some bullshit.
Hatsu upon you.
Get Hatsu'd, bitch.
Get Hatsu'd, bitch. But then, like, everything is flaring away from the spell as if it's, like, emanating waves of energy. And so then you can follow from the spell, like, down the line of this cloak as it billows away from the spell. And, like, you know, swoop all over the image. It's such bullshit. It's so good. It kicks so much ass. It's so stupid.
Bullshit.
I heart bullshit. Why does she have massive lilies in the background of this one?
Huge Yuri. I mean,
Huge
actually,
Yuri.
like, genuinely, first of all, I love this little pool of water that she's stepping on. Some made shit. But also, I think that, like, you could do this with all kinds of flowers. They don't have to be huge Yuri, but the little stamen with the little bit of pollen at the end is also a rhyming, like, visual motif with these swallowtails. And I really enjoy that. They've got like, these little, like, buds of them in the background that have the same kind of effect. And I think it just helps with the visual rhythm.
Yeah. It's the way that the boots flare out, both, like, the flowers and, like, the butterfly wings. It's just really nice.
I love JRPG
and, like, the
bullshit.
You know, the idea that, like, you know, she could be in water, but she also could be, like, you know, taking a step forward and, like, be so, like, such a powerful mage that, like, these butterflies and flowers just, like, sprout up and around her. Just emanating Yuri.
Emanating Yuri. Estrogen
Yuri.
beam.
Estrogen beam.
Estrogen beam. Super laser!
Super Yuri! That's the sound that beams make.
Yeah, that's in case our audience doesn't know, that's how beams sound.
That's how beams sound. You know, I don't know, but again, her, like, her posing sort of accentuates this, where she's sort of, like, taking this, like, single step and then, like, is sort of, you know, it's just nice. Hello, look at my Hatsu. Here it is.
Look at my Hatsu. Incanting my Hatsu dispassionately.
Good image.
Good image. Support.
Good image.
Support
Confirmed.
image, promote image.
I don't get... Support image, promote image. I don't get it. If magic requires long chance, won't the caster get attacked during that time? It's illogical.
And so, all I say is Hatsu.
All I say is grrr.
Super laser! This is a Limbus Company reference.
This is a Limbus Company reference. This is relevant to the show. Fucking... Do you have anything else to say about the outfit?
Oh no, it's just sick.
Yeah, it's just sick.
Wait, hold on. Her book has an 8-so on it.
Oh yeah! So subtly. Cute.
Support. Promote.
Oh, I also forgot, I really like at the shoulders of the cloak, this just little bit of extra butterfly wing theming.
Mm-hmm. She's got one on her belt, too. It's great.
I know! It looks nice. What a great outfit. Again, this is like, both the overall composition is great, and this is a great image if you like looking at details. It works on every level of distance. It's good.
Quadrupath Adventure is, for the most part, a very good outfit series. There's a standout bad one, but the other ones are great.
Uh-huh.
It's the one with bad Sarah in it, but, like, other than that.
Uh-huh.
I really also like her emote for this one, in which she's like, no! If casters have to incant, spells are so long.
Uh-huh. This does feel like she's feeling the side effects of not incanting for too long. Mm-hmm. She's worn herself out. She's sweating. She looks so tired. Mm-hmm. She's like, my beam. I can't do it anymore. I'm out of beam.
My beam isn't strong enough.
Oh no. This like swoop of teal in the background is really nice to like mimic the teal of the spell in the main image.
Oh yeah.
Her like collar and cravat with the gem,
they're rendered
and this
really
cloak,
well.
They're rendered really well. They sort of miss the sort of like lightness of the fabric of the like halter top thing, but that's fine.
Here's the fucked up thing about this image, this emote, is that the hairpiece is not Qualm.
No, it's a real hairpiece.
It's a real hairpiece. It looks more like her actual hairpiece is supposed to than it ever has before.
No, this is just the hairpiece. Like, it's chibi-fied, so it's not an amazing detail, but it's not even an amazing detail in the main image. It's basically just the same thing.
This is fucked.
I know. They've unqualmed.
They unqualmed. A month ago, I was so, like, I don't even need to mention Qualm. It'll always be there.
Nope.
But this time...
Qualm, they've improved. They've truly changed. Qualmless.
Truly they've changed.
I'd really love her hair in this also. Mm-hmm. The way it's like, you know, I complained about it being flat in the other one, but this it's flat in a good way. It like falls in these like big chunks over her in a way that makes it look sort of sweaty and like she's deflating. Mm-hmm. Like in the image it's like flying up with power, but here it's like blah, because she's like blah, she's out of energy.
Mm-hmm.
She needs mana. She needs to drink one of her stupid little potions.
I need healing.
I need healing. Great.
I need healing.
I need healing.
I need healing.
I need healing. I need to take a break.
Awesome. Take a break. 5-minute break.
Take a break.
After 4.
5-minute break. What?
After 4 outfits.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
先輩、チョコレートをどうぞ。手作り。先輩の好みに合わせて作ってみたの。唐辛子のあんが入ってる。さあ、食べてみて。
Have you just been singing to yourself? I can see it on the Audacity.
Only a little bit.
Only a little bit, huh?
Yeah. I've just been sort of, like, mumbling to myself about, you know, like, hi, Editing Ivy.
Life is full of surprise all the time.
Been badly singing the theme song, because I can't find the lyrics online.
Soaring high into the arms of clear sky. From the fields of green.
The fields of green.
Fields of green. The princess, loving lessons up to us. The stars will be a night and night. The outfit, the dress brings out you.
The outfit brings out eyes tonight.
Odyssey, yes, see. Odyssey, yes, see.
Yes, see.
Odyssey, Odyssey.
Odyssey, Odyssey. Gotta jump up in the air. Jump up, don't be scared. Jump up in your dreams away.
Well, I think we're not gonna come up with a better cold open than that. Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back, everybody.
Once again, I love Nikki brain poisoned. I don't know what's happening anymore.
Shoutouts to Infinity Nikki, a game that will give you such bad brain poison.
And also break
It's
your
like-
computer on account
it'll
of its
break your
many
computer.
memory leaks.
It's like, it's so close to being just a good game, but it's like, Love Nikki can't help but be an insane franchise. And also, fucking, it's just got all of these little bits of jank that are like, you identify them and then it becomes unbearable. It's like, it's so good and so playable until your computer starts to actually melt down and your audio drivers start to fail.
Uh-huh. Soaring high into the arms of my blue sky.
The fields are green.
Um,
Fantastic and romantic.
Fantastic and romantic. Yui Yagi,
Hey,
specifically.
it's the Sanrio one. What's the
It's
matter,
the Sanrio
Senpai?
one.
You're staring at me. Do you want to play with the little one? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
The little one being Cinema Roll.
It's Cinema Roll. I saw a keychain of someone that, wow, fuck me.
You can do it. I believe in you. I know what sentence you were trying to say.
I saw someone with a keychain of Cinema Roll recently, and I was like, ah yes, like in Yui Yagi.
Yeah, like in Yui Yagi.
I don't know what Sanrio is, because still nobody's explained it to me.
They
And
just
so-
are.
And so all I know is that it's like in Yui Yagi.
Hey guys, please go to tumblr.com and give me your best explanation of what Sanrio is, because I can't figure out how to get this concept across.
I don't know. Genuinely, I still don't know.
I really liked Hello Kitty when I was a kid, and we've just had a lot of conversations about how it's like, how can you like Hello Kitty? What is Hello Kitty from? And I'm like, I also kind of don't know.
Uh-huh. Anyway, of the fantastic and romantic outfits, honestly, this is not an unpopular opinion, but people really like the fucking Xenia one. This might be my favorite. I quite like this image. I'm fond of this image. I think her dress is cute. I think the theming of this one is cute. Yeah. There's so many cinema. My question is, so she's sitting in front of, there's multiple different gotcha things. There's like a crane game and there's a little gachapon sort of bubblegum thing. My question is, are all the cinema rolls in the Ron branded crane game machine like sentient? Because they're doing poses and shit. I guess they also have a couple of them have stitching, but some of them, are they all real guys, or is only the one on her lap a real guy? Is the one she's sitting on a real guy, and they've just decapitated this massive cinema
I think
roll?
only the one that she's holding is the real guy.
Uh-huh.
But some of these, I will concur with you, some of these fantastic and romantic images have had, like, no representation or indication of where the actual character is, and it's all just merchandise, which is freaky. But I think all of this, except for the one in her lap, is merchandise.
There are so many cinema rolls. I'm going to count them for no reason, just because we have to pad out this episode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I
We
did
came
it
up with the
faster.
same. That's okay. I'm proud of you, babe.
Snowman? Sorry.
You do the okay. Her pumps are really nice. They're nice and shiny. They look
Oh
good.
yeah, one
Her
of the
little
good things about
pumps
the
and
fantastic
socks.
and romantic outfits in general is, like, some of them, this is bad for them. But I think for Yui Yagi and Xenia, the two that are really good, like, the strength of them is that they're really kind of just, like, normal going out outfits. Like,
Yeah.
looking kind of cute, going out downtown outfits. You're not going to the club. You're just
I found a
like,
10th
having-
cinema roll. No, I
Fuck.
found a 11. I think we both missed the one at her collar and the one in her hair.
Oh, we did. You're right.
11.
11.
Sorry.
I also wasn't counting the one in her lap, and I was counting the one that was beside her arm.
hang
that's
on,
like
did-
half
Did I not
covered.
Wait, sorry. Now I did it count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I found 12
Yeah.
this time. Okay, I think
Yeah, there
that
are
might be the
12 of
final count. Okay. All right, just
Uh-huh.
to make sure.
Just to make sure. We're also counting the little black one as a cinema roll, which I don't know if that's accurate. It's actually
What?
just like one of the Yostar things. But
well,
it's okay.
then that would be 13.
Wait, where's the other one? Oh, the one that's on her skirt. Okay, I understand now.
Yeah,
I was counting that one as a cinema roll for no reason. Anyway,
I'll
but
count
they're
you
just
as a
like
cinema
normal. Aww. They're normal going out outfits. And so
I
this
don't
is
know
just
what this
like,
means. Uh-huh.
she has like a nice skirt and like a cute blouse with this like super nice collar, and then
the
this,
little
nice,
ruffled
it's so
collar,
nice.
the like French top is so cute. You can see the little petticoat. This dress is drawn really nicely. It fits her super well.
I want this skirt, not because it's an especially like interesting skirt, but just because I could use more solid colored outfits in my wardrobe that are like functional.
Uh-huh. She has this like, how do you feel about this big sort of dark turquoise shawl?
I don't know what to do with it at all. I feel like it's supposed to be like a hoodie that she's kind of taken off halfway.
I think it's just like a big scarf.
I
There's
prefer
no other.
the other interpretation.
But like, then if it's a hoodie, then where's like the sleeves? Like
On her.
But like, where's the?
She's
it
pushed them up, and
Could
then
be like a. Yeah.
I've done this.
I don't mind it like for what it does for the image, which is like make her arms not just bare, and like add a little sort of bit of darkness that nicely frames her outfit and cinema roll. I just think it's kind of like an insane, like she just has this massive dark shawl.
Yeah.
Like
no,
she's
absolutely.
about to turn into a Sith master.
Oh, she is.
She is. I mean, look at her expression. I don't understand why her. I mean, I do love the contrast between her, like, I'm going to kill you expression, or she's just like, she has an expression of extreme disdain. And then Cinnamoroll going, yay, disdain!
I disagree with you and actually kind of dislike this actively.
Okay.
Just because I'm thinking about, we last covered My Ihara, Fantastic and Romantic.
Correct.
And like that one, she's also like her expression is just insane for like what is happening. I mean, it's not insane for her, but it's like, this could easily be a much sort of better, more normal image if she wasn't like that, generally speaking. And I feel like Yui Yagi Cinnamoroll doesn't need to have the same issue, where it's like, here's her being kind of weirdly upset when she's in this situation.
It is funny.
Yui Yagi isn't normally like this. She's like, all the other outfits we've looked at of her are like, kind of weird but playful.
Yeah, that's fair. It also like pairs very weirdly. It pairs well with the emote, where like I mean, we'll get to the emote, but I really like the emote. It's like the only.
Why are you saying emote suddenly?
How do I normally say it?
Emote.
Ash pays so much attention to how I say words.
I do, because I think it's really interesting, but that's
okay.
My fault.
All right, that's fine.
Yay!
Anyway, it pairs well with the emote. But like I guess that it doesn't. It pairs well with the emote, but it doesn't pair well with the quote, because my interpretation of like she has her hand sort of over Cinema Roll and she's like flicking her hair at you is like, don't. This is my object. Which doesn't pair with the quote in which she says, "Do you want to play with the little one? Then go ahead."
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So like, fair enough. I think it's fun. I agree with you that it doesn't necessarily add to the image. There's something fun to it to me as sort of like a standalone little thing. But I understand. Hey, why is specifically one of these balloons hyper drawn and textured? Why is it like that?
Which one?
The one right above the gacha machine. It has
clear,
like...
it's got creases.
It's got creases in a way that... And it's like...
I was like, you mean which one is shiniest? I didn't notice this one with creases.
Why is it like that? Is it supposed to look like a gacha capsule? But why does only one of them look like that? Like, what's up with that?
That's a decision someone made.
I think about that every time I look at this image.
Fascinating.
I think this
Chat, why would they do this?
Chat, why did they do this? I think this big Cinema Roll head looks extremely comfortable. It looks kind of dense in a way that like a big dense but soft object is nice to sit on.
It reminds me of all of those like huge Snorlax plushies and shit that you can get at the Pokemon Center. And I'm like, oh my god. Like big Snorlax. A big plushie like this is really ideal, in a way that I'm like, I will never have room for this in my home, but I want it so bad.
I feel like
anyway.
I feel like I would lie down next to it and just sort of flop the ears around with my feet and hands, you know? They look really big and, you know, they would make a nice thump.
This happened multiple times when I go to the pharmacy. It's happened multiple times. I know. Hear me out. There has been a child wandering around the store. I mean, with a guardian, but a child wandering around the store, showing people their hat. And it was one of those that, like, you can, like, pull on the little straps and the ears go up and down. One of the times it was a rabbit, and the other time it was Hello Kitty.
Incredible.
Suitable to this experience. But hey, I don't know. This is what I'm thinking about.
Her hair ornament is a different... I guess she really does just have a bunch of them in different colors.
Yeah. I also like this. It's themed.
Yeah, it's cute. She, like,
when it's themed, it's okay.
Yeah. You know, I think this image looks fine. I think their texturing on, like, the glass and stuff looks fine, but not exceptional.
I do like the reflections of the little balloons. Like, that's some effort.
That's nice.
I also really like the mechanism of this little claw for the claw machine.
Yeah. You can tell that this is super, like, studied. They really, like, you know, looked at one of these for a long time and made it, recreated it very lovingly. You can see, like, the engine box and, like, where the... I mean,
yeah, it's one of those things that you're like, I think I know what a claw machine looks like, but I need to look up how to draw a claw machine. I need to look at pictures of claw machines.
I want to see how close this actually is. I'm just sort of curious.
My guess would be very.
Claw machine.
I think probably that claw is a little bit oversimplified. Like, you can see it comes out of this tiny little box, but, like, you know.
What tab is... Oh, there we go. Oh, no, that's basically accurate. The box should be maybe a little bit bigger to fit a motor that can grab and pick up one of these, like, big plushies. Box should probably be a little bit bigger, but, like, this is basically what it looks like. It's cute. Yeah. It's good. Fun outfit.
Fun.
I don't really know what these flowers are doing, but they had a nice pop of color.
Yeah, I like them. Uncritically, I think they are very fun.
This whole image has a really nice kind of, like, you know, vertical hierarchy to it. It's a very sort of, like, vertically composed image. Everything sort of slants upwards. It's nice. Ron. I don't know why the thing says Ron. I feel like they just had to put a Mahjong
Ron.
word on there. You know?
They always have a lot of Mahjong shit with Yui Yagi specifically, and so they did it this time.
There it is. There's also just so many cinema rolls. There's 12.
There's 12. And a Cat Food Studios monster.
There it is. Those have a name, but I never remember what they are.
I don't know.
They're called Icha somethings. Do you have anything more to say about this?
No.
No. Emote. Hey, it's an emote.
No, I didn't get what I wanted from the gachapon.
It's an emote that is, first of all, no qualm.
Yeah, no qualm.
They draw her hair.
They finally know what to do.
Which is their job. But, like, I like this one. I mean, one, I think it's a cute emote. Like, she's opening a gacha capsule, and she's disappointed. And her cheeks are super chubby. This, like, big dark shadow over her nose. And, like, her little mouth twisting inward is super cute. Her sort of, like, slightly darkened eyes. Cinema roll beside her being like, ooh, what is it? Still excited, even though, you know... these like big kind of like I don't know why this is the only way I can describe this, but it's lines that go you know, it's lines when in an anime or a game things go
like that.
Yeah, a little smaller. It's like
yeah.
And it's just like, it's really cute. And unlike in all of the other fantastic and romantic ones, which are just like people posing with their guy, she's like doing an action. She's doing an action that relates to the image. And I'm like, sick. It's cute.
It's cute. I wish that this were like a thing that were actually applicable in a Mahjong match, because this expresses such a real emotion of playing a Mahjong soul, which is, oh, I got a blue gift. But like the only time you would use this would be during a match, which is like, you can't talk about getting a blue gift when you're in the middle of, it's not right. But it's
I feel like this is what you use if you like con while you're in Riichi, and it's like, oh, I didn't get it.
That's pretty good.
You use this, you know, this is just general, like, you know, oh, well, I tried for something and I didn't get it. It's
when
not
you
like
it's don't not get like any Dora off of it.
Yeah. It's not like you killed me. It's not like I died. It's like, oh, well, nothing, I guess. Did she get nothing in this gachapon capsule? It does kind of look like it's just empty.
Yeah, I think so.
I would be disappointed.
Sometimes this happens. Sometimes you get an empty one and you're like, I feel genuinely robbed.
You feel like this. You feel like this image.
Should we move on to the last image we're covering?
No, because we have to do numbers for Yui Yagi, dumbass.
Oh, right. My fault. Wait, are we going to do numbers for Yui Yagi before we move on to the last image? And not close out the episode with them?
No, I have something else to close out the episode. Trust me.
Oh, okay. I'm trusting. Yui Yagi!
I hate it when sometimes the website renders the skins in chronological order, and then I'm like,
they're back in chronological order for me again, too.
Why does... Anyway, it doesn't matter. What's with this wiki? Thank you, this wiki. It's very useful.
Thank you, this wiki. It's very useful.
Numbers for Yui Yagi. Cute. Well,
I think she's equally cute and not cute.
Okay, pitch me on 3 cute.
3 cute, because I think, like, she's silly, she's playful, but one of her defining features is that she's unexpectedly silly and playful, and she is kind of like, you know, she does have this super stoic appearance and awkward demeanor that's like, this is cute, but it's cute because she's not cute.
Right. She is, like, kind of... I think it's really easy to, like, look at a lot of the ways in which, like, non-core parts of the game. I don't know. It's really, I think what I mean is it's easy to look at this character archetype she is and be like, oh, she's childish. And actually she's like kind of the opposite. She's like kind of like very much a young adult.
Yeah, she's 19.
She's 19 and she's like not that playful. She like does math for fun. But she is, you know, she sort of happens to be cute sort of as she goes about her incidental thing and is like, oh, look at this butterfly. I'm just sort of sitting on this swing, looking kind of cute. I think 3 feels right. I really didn't know where cute was going to land, so I appreciate you coming up with a strong answer. Appeal.
3. Appeal.
Appeal is hard. I feel like at the end of last episode, I would have rated her appeal low. And now I want to rate her appeal higher.
I don't know.
She just kind of looks good in a nice dress.
She does look good in a nice dress.
That being said, she does, like, hate you personally. She wildly oscillates between hating you personally and giving you a cheeky upskirt. And that's, like, kind of a lot.
Is she also a 3 appealing? Because that's my feeling as well. Is she's, like, equally... She looks good in a nice dress, but also she wore a poncho over lingerie.
Uh-huh.
She's like, she can't decide whether she's like, I want to fuck you, or, like, not at all.
Uh-huh. She's going through it. I feel like she would be nice to hang out with under certain circumstances. She seems really nice. Honestly, it seems nice to do... I mean, this is our whole bit, but it seems nice to do a quiet activity with her. You know, she seems nice to, like, hang out at the library with. She like, won't talk much, but occasionally she'll, like, look at this cool thing in this book I'm reading. It seems like it would be nice to, like, go dancing with her. Because, you know, you mostly just dance and have a nice time.
And then she tries to get you to fuck her on an armchair.
Listen. But I feel like, you know, she thrives in these really specific one-on-one situations. And she sort of languishes at, like, a party. Like,
she does languish at a party.
I wouldn't bring her to a party, but, like, that's okay, you know? She wouldn't, like, embarrass me or anything. I just don't think she would have a good time, and I just want to spend time with her in other ways. So I feel like 3, yes.
I agree with 3. I do feel like me, personally, I would not get along with Yui Yagi.
She's kind of abrasive. Sometimes.
I just feel like we have incompatible minds.
Okay, continue.
I just think, like, she would not communicate in the way I needed her to communicate with me. And she would be, like, kind of always going through... Like, I can't tell if she's going through swings of manic depression or if she's, like, just a little quirky. And I appreciate knowing which one it is.
Yeah, you are not wrong that she does seem to react to, like, having a bad time by kind of just, like, implicating that she's having a bad time and hoping you'll figure it out, which is very uncomfortable, I think, for both of us, on account of our proclivities. Our proclivities for good communication. She's
still a 3 appealing. I just think we wouldn't be friends.
Yeah, I could drop her down to a 2 appealing.
No. She's a 3. She's a 3. Okay. She's hypothetically fun to hang with. Just not for me.
3 appealing.
I appreciate her aesthetically, though.
Yeah. You see her in the hallway, and you're always like, damn, she's looking nice.
Girl.
She's got
and then
nice
I, like, try and develop a relationship with her, and I'm like, this is the biggest mistake of my life. Like the first guy I had a crush on in college. I met him like 3 days after I showed up. I was like, hello. And I was like, he's so cute. And then, big mistake.
Uh-huh.
I just find him really irritating to be around.
Yui Yagi.
And that's Yui Yagi. Kinsey scale number.
Kinsey scale. Interesting. She does, like, kind of... Again, her and Mai are similar, which is funny, because they're both release characters.
Mm-hmm.
But she does have this kind of, like, you know... Again, she, like... Her Christmas carnival outfit is... She looks like that. And also she says, "You've been staring at my legs. I knew you had a thing for girls' feet." And it's like, what is your deal?
What? You know, what's happening?
I mean, I feel like she's just sort of like... She's going through it. She's processing it. But she also has a lot of voice lines that are like, "You're too close to me." And like, to me, it's really easy to interpret this as like... you know, this is sort of like a vague distaste for being sort of sexualized by the male gaze. I think she's too hot to, like, be an ex. Like, I think she's a sexual person.
No.
She's a little hard to read, but I also I don't want to give her the same Kinsey scale rating as Mai Ayahara for the same reason, you know? Which is, yeah.
What Kinsey scale number did we give Mai?
5.
5? Okay, that's not where I was going. I think she's more heterosexual than homosexual.
Fascinating. Carry on.
I just think, you know, maybe this is kind of intangible, but like, even when Yui Yagi is at her most, like, appealing to lesbians, which is to say Quadrupath Adventurer, where she's, like, wearing, you know, Moonlit Waltz, Halloween Party is appealing to anybody, but Quadrupath Adventurer is like, you know, they almost put her in a full set of clothing. But, you know, I think that she's still, like, I don't know, it's hard to separate, like, how she's drawn, which inherently appeals to the male gaze, from, like, how I think she presents herself. But I feel like my instinct on this is strong, given that we tend to put a lot of characters who are hot in the, like, homosexual category.
What? No.
We do. I just think Yui Yagi is, like, I just can't imagine her with, I mean, I don't know if I can imagine her with a woman. I wasn't gonna say that she's a 0, but I was like, I don't know if I can imagine her with a woman. I mean, this is, like, Fantastic and Romantic and, like, Moonlight Waltz are so, like, these images to me are so, like, you're her boyfriend specifically.
Right. Yeah, that's true. She does have, like, kind of a normie vibe.
Yeah. I mean, I know she's transgender, but, like...
Yeah. You know.
Just feel like she's sort of trans-normie.
Uh-huh. The Yuri is incidental.
Incidental Yuri.
The Yuri is less than incidental. It just happens to be there. I think Yui Yagi 0 is very funny.
I think it's kind of true.
Yeah, no, I mean, I really look at Christmas Carnival, and I'm like, this is an extremely straight way to dress.
No, it is, because it's like, I don't know, there's something I'm gonna analyze this too much. There's something in Christmas Carnival that, like, speaks genuinely to this kind of, like, you know, dressing up for your man type of, like, mentality.
Absolutely.
It's like, you know, you put on your nice lingerie and then you put a cover up on it, and then later you walk in and take off the cover up dramatically and be like, I dressed up nice. It's like, that's what she's doing, is she's like, you know, I've appealed to men by making myself sexually available and putting on a poncho. Which is like, gay people can be straight about this, but it's very straight.
I think Yui Yagi 0 Kinsey is very funny.
330.
330.
is a strong rating.
330 is like some of the most numbers of all time.
It is. It's because it's like, I don't know. It's so unusual of a rating for us.
I will say,
it makes us sound like we have no opinions on Yui Yagi, but it's the opposite.
Yeah. I really love it in contrast to Washizu, the 006. 330 and 006.
We're flipping a phone number here.
Weirdly, I think they could get along.
I do think they could get along.
Alright. Well, that's the numbers of Yui Yagi.
Let's go, Yui Yagi.
That's our first zero Kinsey.
Is it really?
We're really bad at thinking that people are straight. I wonder why.
Understandably. I thought we had another one.
Let me double check. 3, 5, 2, 4, 4, 1, X, 3, 1, 5, 5, 5, 2, 6, 6, 4, 6, 5,
we only
X,
gave
2.
We gave 2 ones, but no zeros.
I forgot that you insisted that Miyuki was a 1, not a 0.
I don't
Still
know
very
why.
funny. Sometimes you're just in a mood.
I am.
This is like how you keep forgetting that you rated Lily a 5 Kinsey, and you're like, why did I do that?
Everything that happens during the podcast gets filed away in a cabinet I cannot open.
Locked.
How I write those summaries, I'm still not sure.
It's not even that long after the episode comes out. We still don't know.
It disappears so quickly.
Final note, before we move on to our final piece of art to look at, which is before we move on to our final activity. See, I told you I had things to pat it out.
Yeah.
If you look at her decorations, and you look at the Quadrupath Adventurer one, where Yui Yagi specifically is prominently in the foreground, this piece of art is drawn by Sharon, our beloved. The lighting
Sharon did
is beautiful.
The Chi-Shi Quadrupath Adventure, so this makes sense.
The lighting in it is beautiful. It's got nice voluminous hair. It's a really nice image. Anyway, time for our final image of the year, I guess. Not of the calendar year, of the Soulmates calendar year. We're all familiar with the Soulmates calendar year, which starts and ends on the 18th of December.
Last image of the Soulmates calendar year.
It's
my friend Sharon.
For Fantastic and Romantic Fuji, drawn by Sharon. We're bringing it all back to one of our most iconic episodes. A little bit of Fuji to close us out.
Woo! I didn't notice she had a huge bucket of popcorn next to her.
This image, I have complicated feelings about.
I know you do. We've talked about it at length.
We have. Naturally I'm inclined to like it because it's drawn by a woman that I like, which is sort of a complicated relationship to have to art. But, I think it's really, really pretty in components. I don't think the composition is that great. Specifically, kind of unusually for her, I feel like Fuji gets kind of lost in this image. It's not that she's not comprehensible. It's just that, she feels, all of the parts of her kind of feel like part of this chair in a weird way. And it's just I keep getting distracted by this big ice cream cone and this big donut and stuff. And the ice cream cone and the donut are beautiful. Look at this ice cream cone table. Look at how it's made of plastic. You see how it's made of plastic? Hey, you see how this floor, which is squares of chocolate, which is insane, has the sort of matte gloss that white chocolate has? You see how you see the depression of the sprinkles into this donut? Kind of insane shit. It's an image that goes hard. I just find it a little bit difficult to look at. It's a little sort of dense and messy. Part of this is just her posing.
I think she does get I agree with you generally that this is an easy image to get lost in. I think all of the details of, like, this isn't a very interesting outfit, but it is one that is hard to parse when it's, like, all mashed together like this, and I expect it to be more complicated than it is. Like, it consists of these detached sleeves, the middle finger gloves, this Hello Kitty bracelet she has on, or actually that's just a bracelet and the Hello Kitty is actually on her, like, sash, which then has a little tassel attached to it, and then this red top, and then these, like, pink shorts with a strip of blue tasseled fabric coming off of them. That's it. That's the whole outfit. It's the rest is, you know, like, just decoration.
It's just
and it's just like, you know,
there's a lot of detail around, like, her torso, and like it's because she's small in the image. That, like, look, if you zoom in on it, like, zooming in on this.
Zoom in on that woman.
Zoom in on that woman, classically. If you zoom in on this woman, like, and you just, like, not even cut very much out, but just, like, have her a larger part of the frame, it becomes way easier to look at. But it's, like,
yeah, absolutely.
More zoomed out, it's a bit tough. And I do...
It's just, like the center of the image has, like, 5 discrete elements that are circles that don't really point you anywhere. It's the Hello Kitty on this sash. It's the little hair ornaments that she has. It's the little, like, copper tassel off of her sleeve. It's this Cat Food Studios thing. And then it's, like, you've got the bucket of popcorn off to the side and her hand, which is an actual element. Like, all of that is right in the center of the image. And it just, like, you lose it. You lose your eye as soon as you get there. You look at her legs, you're like, oh, this makes sense. You look at her face, you're like, oh, that's a nice little expression. But her face is perilously close to everything else.
And if I, in my mind, if I just isolate her, I think she looks fucking great. I love the details on this outfit. Sharon loves this character so much. She's such a freak. I can't believe how much Mahjong Soul she plays in real life.
She really does.
She really does. Her hair looks so nice. She's this way of drawing, like, Fuji and other characters' hair. Like, her sort of big kind of, like, twin tails and her buns is very, like, thick and voluminous. I feel like I could stick my hands into her twin tails and get lost in there.
There's some artists that are really good at drawing, like, little floaty strands of hair. Sharon is very good at, like, pieces, hanks, that are, like, thick and silky.
Thick and silky and a really nice shaping. I like, you know, I think this outfit is very sort of playful and weird. Like, it's very cash. I think the fabric on these, like, these weird things over her gloves look great. There's some nice composition to just how Fuji is posed. The way, like, you know, you can follow from her eyes down her little sugar thing across her hand, like, to her leg, and then it's like, oh, now I'm at her legs. It's like she has muscle definition on her abs. She has a thigh squish, which is fine. I'll let you get away with it, Sharon. It's fine. It's not like real garters don't thigh squish, and this is thigh squishing correctly, which is it's mostly squishing the squishy part of her leg, which is the bottom of the
It's
thigh.
not squishing the top of her leg, which is scary.
Yeah, which is scary. And it's not squishing it at, like, a ridiculous angle. It's fine. She has all her little Fuji things, like, you know, all the fabric ends in the tassels with the beads, and she's got the bangles. But, like, various things are like Hello Kitty-fied. It's cute. I also, again, if I isolate Fuji in my mind, and I look at her, and I look at her face, and I look at the way that she's with her, this playful little eating this little sugar guy, and the way that she's posed, I think she looks incredibly hot. She really, like, this is weirdly, for how silly this outfit is, maybe because this is like one of the most seductive looking images in this game. She's really like, hello, hey girl, do you want to fuck in front of Hello Kitty?
I don't know if it's just that I can't get past the rest of the image to imagine this with you, but I'm not in your mind world. I'm sorry. I'm like, this is very nice. She looks like she's having a really nice time. And she's like, she's licking her little sugar thing. I love the way that she's positioned on this slide. Like, the thing is, I'm able to picture her just on the slide. All of the decoration in the foreground is eliminated, and then I'm like, okay, this rules. But just on the slide, like, I love the way that it is perfect for the curvature of her body. Like, it just like feels good. It looks like it feels nice to be on this little slide, eating a little treat. But I just think she's like comfortable and casual, and also in public.
That's fair. You don't.
She's just like teasing.
She's teasing. She's not. She's not explicitly.
She's not propositioning you.
She's not propositioning you. Like, do you want to fuck in front of Hello Kitty? But like, it's this hand. It's her right hand. The way it's sort of coyly hidden behind the leg, but sort of like running
That's
down
fair,
her thigh.
Actually,
that it's fair. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Flying high into the slide.
I do think that I'm interrupting you. I really, I think that this image is good if you surgically remove the, ice cream table with the things on it and the donut.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like it could even be fine if, like, I feel like it might even be fine if you just take the things off the table.
Or maybe you have to go a little bit farther and remove the table, but you could probably keep the other stuff.
I would remove the table, but you keep the donuts. You can maybe add a few more of these little mochi balls.
Mm-hmm. And then it doesn't feel like she's, like, not in the center of the image.
Yeah, correct. She is in the center of the image, but it doesn't feel like it.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's a problem with the way that the image is, like, drawing you. Like, this, her, like, little tassels of hair point you down to this little table. Her tassel on her sleeve points down to this table. Everything hanging down is pointing into this table, as is, like, her elbow. And, like, even Hello Kitty is, like, looking in this direction. Speaking of which, this, like, fan in the background that's, like, a much more childish fan is so good. It's so cute.
I do love the colors in this image. Like, the combination of the Fuji gold and red with the Hello Kitty like pink and baby blue looks really, it's just like a really nice 4-tone color scheme. It's very cute. It merges really well. I'm so frustrated at this image because this is like honestly one of my favorite Fujis. Just like the character art itself, like her posing is so good. Her facial expression is so good. She's so cute and appealing. And she's for Kinsey, if I remember correctly.
I feel like I can get past it a little more having talked out the image and like scrolled around on it while doing it, so I can visually I feel like I like this image more after talking about it for a while. Given that this is an image that I already had opinions on, so this is a thing that normally happens on Soulmates, but it's happening differently at the moment.
We don't need to read the quote because that's what I read for the intro.
You did. I noticed.
I've already heard it. I thought this was fun. Also, all the Yui Yagi quotes were really short. And this one was like intro length.
In her emote, she doesn't look like Fuji, but she is eating a donut.
She doesn't look like Fuji, basically at all. But she is eating a donut.
No, it's because she doesn't have her hair tassels.
Yeah, like the fact that her arm is covering her hair tassel, big mistake.
In the main
also,
art, her face is 13. In this art, her face is 60.
Uh-huh. Correct. She doesn't have glove also, which is weird. Why doesn't she have glove? Anyway, it's just like her
I guess
and
you
Hello
don't wear
Kitty.
it while you're eating your donut.
I guess so. She shrunk this giant donut down with her powers.
Mm-hmm. I also love Hello Kitty, so...
Uh-huh. I don't know what Hello Kitty is. I don't know what Sanrio is. Is it appropriate to say, let's fuck in front of Hello Kitty? I don't know.
She's 3 apples tall.
This means nothing to me.
She's 3 apples tall.
What does this mean? But like, what is this?
That's how tall she is.
But like...
I don't know what more I can tell you.
But... What? I guess if she doesn't like me and Fuji's seductive tryst, she can just leave.
Yeah.
She can just go away. I just don't know. I don't understand what Sanrio is. Please help me. I don't even really have a concept. It's like a brand. But like, that's it? Like Gucci? Like how Gucci is just a brand? But they make clothing. Hello Kitty doesn't make anything. Things are just made into the image of Hello Kitty. Is she a god? What's happening?
She's 3 apples tall.
She's 3 apples tall.
Yeah.
Okay. Ash.
Ivy.
We've been doing this shit for a year.
Yeah.
This is our last episode of the year.
It's episode 17.5.
It's episode 17.5.
The last one of the year.
The last
How
one
many
of the
episodes
year.
have we done in total?
We have done... Wait, how many announcements have we done? 2, right?
Yeah.
So this will make 34.
Whoa.
Because I see on the Libsyn we have 35, and then plus this, minus 2. So that would be 34.
34
that's
episodes.
18 season 1 episodes, 4 season 2 episodes, 4 bonus episodes, and 8 hot surgery summer episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which of course breaks down into 4 episodes of the Great Gacha World Tour and 4 episodes of Gone Fishing.
Yeah.
Ash, thank you for doing this podcast with me. That sounds like I'm ending the podcast if I frame it that way. But like,
Don't worry, we can't end the podcast.
We can't end the podcast. Not at this point in our lives. We're too dependent upon it.
My bi-weekly, sometimes weekly structure.
Yeah, I would die. I would languish. But we were talking recently about how the podcast is good, and I'm just really glad to run a good podcast with you. It's just really important to me in my life to talk about art, because I think about art constantly, and it drives me insane. And I feel like I'm going to die and my brain is going to explode. And so to be able to come on here and talk about art with you, and you're just a really good co-host, you're very good to me, you support my opinions while still being critical. I get very nervous talking about art with people because I think I have weird opinions, because I do. And it's just really nice, and I'm just really glad to be here doing this with you. I get anxious sometimes, we were talking about this, but I get anxious sometimes that our podcast is like too weird or too queer or too unstructured or too weirdly not professionally produced, which is a stylistic decision I make because I know how to professionally produce things. But I do that not just because of time restraints, although that's part of it, but also because I know in my heart that, the podcast being weird is what makes it good. And I'm just glad we make a good podcast.
I will say on air on the podcast what we were talking about the other day, which is that I had sudden epiphany while I was like, I don't know why. I don't remember what day it was even. Time isn't real. But I was thinking about how our podcast is good. Because I like am I do art analysis and art production and art criticism for school.
I do it for a living. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, and like, also, it's just kind of been like, it makes sort of so much sense given the trajectory of my life and all of the things that have led up to this point for me to be doing Soulmates. Sort of given, like, being raised by critics of media, and then, like, people who are really interested in things that are, rarely talked about and listen to the podcast 99% Invisible, and, like, being queer, and, like, being an artist. And so all of these things have sort of cultivated in me, also a desperate need to talk about art. It's, like, very important to me to be working with art and talking about art and, like, analyzing media and art and, like, how it's made and what decisions go into it. So it's sort of, existentially important to me. And I'm very glad to get to do it in this way, which I feel like is all the things that I want to do for art analysis, which is to do it weird and queer and semi-professionally and take it very seriously, but, sort of do a very strange execution of that taking it very seriously, and to do it with someone who is as intense as I am about things that, by all accounts don't really matter, is, like, a great gift. I'm very glad that, for no reason, by talking to each other once, and Ivy saying we should do a podcast together, and randomly deciding that it should be about Mahjong soul art, that we've ended up with something which I am like, it's because I was thinking about what episodes of the podcast I could use to get, independent study credits at my university. It's like, I'm so glad that we've ended up with this thing that is so, like, so praxis, for all the things that I care about. And so, I'm very excited to keep doing Soulmates.
Uh-huh. You're genuinely making me cry.
Yes.
I'm just happy to be here with you. And yeah, it's funny because I recently started a new job. I've done, like, sort of professional writing for a while, mostly on commission basis, but I recently started doing working as a rewriter. I won't tell you what company I work for, at least until a major product that I'm like, everyone should read this because it's good comes out. But and it's funny how much of a positive impact I think Soulmates has had on my work, because rewriting is really, like, taking, like, translated text and being like, how do I bring out the best of this? How do I make this really shine? Including for stuff that's, like, complete garbage. And I feel like Soulmates has really, like, helped my mentality, just, like, in general, when looking at any art. But then immediately applicable to my new job, of just being able to look at something that, like, everyone thinks is trashy, including me, and be like, well, but, like, how do we make it meet its goals? How do we make it shine? What's it trying to do? And why is it failing? And how can I help it along? And, we can only do that hypothetically in Soulmates, but, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like I feel like it's really going to hit me, like, in a year, how much of a profound effect doing this podcast has had on, like, my life and my perception of, like, the world in general, and how I perceive, like, not just art, but also just, like, things that people do. Because Soulmates is so much about, like, you know, thinking about, like, intentionality of things and, like, what the best version of a thing is. And I'm like, does Soulmates help me look at my relationships and be like, what's the best version of this relationship? I don't know. Maybe.
I guess the last thing I'll say is, like, one of the things that I mentioned I'm just very happy about. So I feel like people who I personally know who have listened to Soulmates, I have seen do more of, you know, in their life, looking at pieces of art from things that they like and going, how do I feel about this? What do I think it's doing? What are the pieces of it that work and don't? What are, like, how do I look at this piece of art in a critical way? And it's like, that's kind of the entire task. I'm very glad that people are, like, if doing our really weird podcasts can get people to sort of engage actively with the things that they interact with on a daily basis, that makes me really happy. I was doing, like, actual museum work for an exhibit that I curated last year, actually earlier this year, last spring, where I had to do, like, a curator's talk. And one of the important things about doing a curator's talk for, like, an exhibit that you curated is you have to remember that you're talking to people who don't know how to look at art, which sounds like a silly thing to say, but it's real, is you have to really get people to, like, figure out how to move their eye through an image and, like, look at it. And it's not because I think I'm smarter than anybody else. It's just, like, a type of engagement that you have to decide to do and learn how to do.
It's a skill.
Yeah. And so I think that listening to Soulmates hopefully promotes that skill in your lives.
Yeah. I mean, Harry, who's been on the show several times, will now, like, occasionally send me various images and be like, literally say, I'm getting a little bit Soulmates about this.
Yes!
And I'm like, I don't know, not to be, like, too high on my own supply, but I think getting a little bit Soulmates about the art in your life that's weird and you wouldn't otherwise think about is good for you.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of you, I also wanted to say, hey everyone listening, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for so much, whether this is literally the first episode you're listening to, which is fucked up, or you're, like, going back after coming in at a later point.
I warned you at the beginning.
Yeah, we did warn you at the beginning. Or if you've been listening for a short period or for a long time, whether you joined us in the summer because we covered a game you liked or whatever, just thank you very much for being here. I just, like, it means, you know, we don't never talk about your podcasting numbers. We don't have a huge audience, but we do have a noticeable audience, and I'm just so glad that you're here. So glad that people listen to this podcast, and especially thank you to, like, people who have donated to my Ko-Fi to help with hosting costs. Very sweet of you. Especially all the people who donated over the summer to make sure that I could be recovering from surgery and just have the podcast hosting costs covered. Thank you to everyone who donated while we were streaming for Extra Life. We will do that movie watch along. Some point, I would say in the first half of next year is realistic. We kind of have a lot going on right now, both in our lives and in the podcast, so that's why we didn't do it.
You don't want to see what our Google Calendar looks like.
Our Google Calendar is a lot. Actually, I need to update it and add more things to it, as per recent discussions. But we will do that. But thank you so much for, you know, helping us raise over $1,000 for charity. And honestly, you know, as much as I am grateful for the people who support us monetarily, honestly, I'm mostly just grateful for the people who, like, shared the podcast with their friends and, like, in your social spaces. You know, in your little Discord communities and stuff, be like, hey, listen to this weird podcast I like about people who talk about art. This is, like, super meaningful to me. It's just, like, I don't know, it's nice. But, like, regardless of how you interact with the podcast, if you've, like, never done that and never sent Ash an ask on various social media sites...
Sorry for threatening you at the beginning
First of all,
the episode.
Feel free, but, like, I'm just really happy we're here, and we get to share this weird but weirdly meaningful thing that we do with you. So thank you. Ash, are you ready for my end of year activity? That wasn't it.
What? I thought that was it.
No, that was just, I just wanted to do a little speech.
Okay, what's your activity?
That wasn't an activity.
Okay.
Okay. It's time for numbers. It's time for numbers 4.
Okay.
And this will become more meaningful in future years. But it's time for numbers for the first year of Soulmates.
God, that's hard.
Cute.
Why would you do this?
It's because I hate you.
Famously.
Famously.
Just did a whole speech about
how much I hate Ash and hate being here.
How cute is the first year of Soulmates?
We also don't have to work through this in the traditional order if that's easier.
No, I think this is fine. I think I'm trying to debate how much getting our feet under us is, like, cute and charming in a, like, oh, look at them way, or whether it's, like, a detriment to the cuteness that our first episodes are necessarily rougher.
Uh-huh.
I feel like, if anything, that's a detriment to appeal.
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts on appeal. I have some thoughts on Kinsey. I didn't have anything about cute coming into this.
Actually, Hot Surgery Summer, let's make a podcast for each other while we recover from surgery is exceedingly cute.
I think we're pretty cute. I think our thing where it's like, let's keep this sort of rough and authentic is cute. Like, you know what an appealing podcast sounds like, right? Like a podcast that's like tweaked specifically for appealing. And it's like really consistent. It's really smooth. It's really, and
they
like...
don't melt down for 15 minutes about in-jokes.
Yeah, they don't have an entire episode that is just sort of dedicated to me having a breakdown about Wallet Alarm. I can't think about it at all. I started thinking about it and the Infinity Nikki theme popped into my head.
The same thing happened to me.
It's just like a coping mechanism.
No.
Anyway, sorry. Anyway, so we're having a breakdown right now, and I think that's cute. I think it's cute to have a breakdown. But I do think that, like, getting established, figuring things out, being like, what does a bonus episode look like? Let's try a bunch of fucked up weird things. Like, what's going on? Like, let's just start a second. Like, I think we're cute.
I think we're cute, but there's room to get cuter.
Yeah.
5.
5.
I know it's strong.
It's very strong. Because also we talk a lot about fucking women.
Well, that's gonna happen.
Well, that's gonna happen.
I mean, we can knock it down to a 4. I just think that the original intent of Hot Surgery Summer is cute enough of its own
Hot
nature.
Surgery Summer does go insane. Yeah, no, we can go with 5. First year of Soulmates, and again, it's not the podcast overall, is good to think about. First year of Soulmates, we were so earnest, and we were so committed, and we, like, grew our friendship along with the podcast, culminating in this summer, and now everything's, like, super smooth after that. That's cute. That's like an arc. Cute. That's a cute arc. I'm good with 5, actually. You've convinced me.
Thank you. Tell me about your appealing thoughts.
I don't think that we're a very appealing podcast.
That's fair.
And especially, like, I think we might get more appealing. I think, honestly, we have room to lose on cute. As we, hopefully our lives settle down a little bit and we're less kind of emotionally explosive. And we sort of settle in and,
Oh my God. Can you imagine this podcast 3 years in and we're both mellow?
I'm not saying that'll happen. I'm just saying...
It's a strange and frightening image.
I'm just saying that we won't record an episode where we're like, well, this might be the last episode we record before either one of us dies.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that I think that we're not a very appealing podcast. Again, we're intentionally rough and weird.
Our episodes are 2 to 3 hours long.
Yeah, our episodes are between 1.5 hour to 3.5 hour.
Sort of difficult to approach, doesn't sound great, about a game you've probably never heard of.
We're extremely gay.
Very, very queer.
It's a very kind of queer and punk kind of production. In a way that appeals to people.
Clearly the people listening to this podcast will disagree. But this is not appealing. But like
punk, it's do you know that Soulmates is better than punk?
Why would you go to better than punk instead of just saying Soulmates is punk?
I just wanted to be sort of incendiary.
Okay, like punk.
Also better than punk is kind of a good episode title.
Better than punk is a great band name.
Better than punk.
Naming my metal band Better Than Punk.
I love when they covered for Smooth Hands in the Hole.
Exactly.
I meant to say opened, but covered is also fine.
Smooth Hands in the Hole didn't... You said covered for? They didn't show up to a gig, but Better Than Punk was there?
They were busy. Anyway, sorry. But also Smooth Hands in the Hole is a great example of how we're unappealing. Every single bonus episode we've ever done is the most insane and difficult to listen to thing that has ever existed.
Except for the Wings reading.
But even that is it's Yi-sung's The Wings.
I do understand, but I want to make the point that we do have officially one bonus episode now that isn't a mental break live. Which all 3 of the others are.
Yeah, correct. And also, Yi-sung's The Wings is a story about having a mental break.
It is a story about having a mental break. And,
But, and so, we're punk. I think we have to be low appealing. Again, I think in future years, we might, I don't think we're going mainstream, but we might sort of we might sort of get it down a little bit better. We might it's also it's not just that the premise of the podcast is punk. It's that because it's our first year, our execution was rough. We don't know what the fuck we're doing when we record that Gregor episode because we decided to do it 30 minutes before we started recording.
Yep.
But in future episodes, trust me, people, we have plans for how to do the Limbus Company episodes super good. And that's appealing in a way that we haven't been this year. So I think we have room to grow. I think, people think we're funny. We're charismatic. We're not
I just did a little wink. For no reason.
Ash does little winks.
I do.
We're not completely unappealing, nor are we completely unapproachable. Normal people enjoy art analysis, and can theoretically overlook the fact that, we're gay and call ourselves faggots. But, and also that we swear and say slurs. But, so it's rough. So I think, max 2. That's not me saying 2. That's me saying a maximum of 2.
I kind of want to give it a 2 just because I think 2 was our favorite number this year.
Uh-huh.
I think 2 is right, but it is kind of funny.
Uh-huh.
I think 5-2 is like such an encapsulation of where we were at also with numbers this year.
Uh-huh. Well, there's still one more number.
Yeah, which is, I feel, do we have to talk about I guess it's the Kinsey scale of the podcast.
It's the Kinsey scale of this year of the podcast.
This year of the podcast. I was like, isn't it always going to be 6?
No, to me, it's like, how did we sort of approach sexuality in the year?
No, but isn't that always going to be 6?
Do you think it was 6 for this year?
Yes.
You have to explain further. I'm gonna make you explain further.
Okay. Well, I think that we talked a lot this year about, like, one of the things we talked about in one of our earlier episodes was about thinking about the gender of fictional women in a more, like, nuanced and complex way than just they're a woman. Like, what is the gender of this woman?
Yes.
Being that woman is a category of object within this system, rather than a gender per se. And thinking about, like, the numbers on our scale in that, we talked about that during, like, one of our much earlier episodes than you would anticipate. And, like, also, I just think, you know, we've, like, I think it's going to be unavoidable that we talk a lot on this podcast about, like, lesbianism. But
What?
I still think... What? No. I still think it's, like, not notable how much we talked about, like, being butch on the podcast this year. Like, maybe this will always happen. My first point is stronger than my second. But, like, you know.
I'll make this argument.
Okay.
Which, not against you, for you. Which is that I feel like we talk a lot about, because, you know, such is the objective of so much of this art, we talk a lot about, like, the attractiveness of characters. Like... But I feel like, including men, but I feel like when we talk about, women, it's a weird thing I feel like I have to say in my own defense, which is that I sort of, like, sometimes identify as a lesbian because it's easy, in the same way that I sometimes identify as a woman because it's easy, because, you know, that's just sort of, like, the social space I'd fill. But, like, I feel like the way that we talk about women being attractive is from the perspective of women. And I feel like the way that we talk about men being attractive, even though it's more subtle,
is from the perspective of men.
Is from the perspective of men.
No, this is absolutely true.
Yeah, like, we talk about certain, like, you know, Gregors being hot, and Yi-sung's being hot, but not in a, like, you know, I want to be his submissive little housewife way. Not that there's more nuance to heterosexuality
there's more nuance to
than
being
that.
straight than this, but still.
Like, my point in failing to capture
Gregor
that nuance is
Gregor
that we
and
fail.
Yi-sung on a bear twink continuum.
Like, it's just difficult. Aside from the fact that, like, again, we're actively trying to queer these games. We also just, like, don't approach characters from a heterosexual angle very often. You talking about Yui Yagi being straight, I had to, like, take a second to, like, spin my head around and reset, like, in a cartoon, because I was just like, oh, right, I forgot that, like, you know, as art critic, I can look at woman being sexual from the perspective of man and consider this heterosexual, because I'm so used to doing this specific queering thing. And like, I can't look at Joseph and be like, he's hot if like I'm not also a boy in that moment, you know? And so I think 6 is right.
Yeah, it's a 6. Maybe it'll be different next year. You never know.
Maybe it'll be different next year. That's the interesting thing. I think these numbers could shift next year.
I think that these numbers will shift next year. But I don't know about Kinsey scale. It's a toss-up.
We'll see.
Place your bets now.
So that's 5. Hang on, I'm adding both of these to the numbers pinned thing.
It's 526.
So that's
526 for the first year of the podcast. 330 for Yui Yagi.
Yagi. 3 cute. 3 appealing. 0 Kinsey. And then SM year. SM exclamation mark.
Yes, thank you.
Year. That's how it's spelled.
1.
What was it? It's
526.
5 cute. 2 appealing. 6 Kinsey. And hey, I'll throw this out there. If y'all have different opinions about this, let us know.
If your opinion is that we're 6 cute, 6 appealing, 6 Kinsey because we're a really good podcast, throw that ask in the trash before you send it to me. Numbers are not a measure of quality.
Numbers are not a measure of quality. But if your opinion is that we're 6 cute, 4 appealing, 6 Kinsey, so that the numbers add up to 16, then I'll respect it. Okay, should we... Final thing.
Oh my god.
I told you, this episode would...
Yeah, are you happy people who asked us for a 5-hour-long Yui Yagi episode?
This is the normal thing, don't worry.
Okay.
Time to roll for the first character of the second year of Soul.
Oh my god, actually this is very momentous.
Wait, before that, I am gonna say, hey, our anniversary is on the 18th. That's a Wednesday. Something is coming out on that day, even though it's a Wednesday. Very exciting stuff. It's our anniversary special. What's it gonna be? You have no idea. It's beyond your comprehension. You could never guess in a million years.
You genuinely won't.
You genuinely could not guess in a million years. Whenever you're thinking that you're like,
what is it that I won't guess? You just have no access to this information.
Yeah, you're wrong. It's like, it's Lovecraftian. It's beyond, it's a color from another, it's a color from outer space. That's what I was trying to say.
It's just the shrimp colors of podcasts.
Also, we have something coming next week on Sunday. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
Should I hit this random button?
Ooh, okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, go.
That's insane. That's insane. I'm gonna die.
Way. Oh
People,
my god.
I hit the random button and it put us on Kagehime.
Truly, it all comes back around.
I'm gonna die.
You cannot make this shit up.
You can't make this shit up. I'm gonna hit it again. Are you ready?
Okay. I'm ready. That's another one we've already done.
And also kind of a weirdly momentous one. This was the last one we did before the summer.
Wait, that's true. Taking us back through all of our memories.
I'm gonna die. Please just give me and please have it be a character without a bonus episode, because that would be too complicated.
Huh.
Okay. Well, the problem is that I did want to... Hang on. We have to actually talk logistics.
Okay.
The problem is I did actually want to do a bonus episode for her. But I don't think we can fit a bonus episode. You were very
in our
insistent
schedule right now
that we have to... The podcast has to be normal for a minute after all our anniversary stuff.
Yeah. So we want to put this one... you want to just move this one back an episode?
We can do that. It would be unprecedented, but like, I would like to do a bonus episode. We have to respect
the role, but I do want to do this bonus episode.
Uh-huh. But
then we're gonna have to hit the random button a fourth time?
A fourth time. Okay, so this character is getting moved an episode back, trust me.
To 19. This will be our 19th episode.
Oh my god, I'm hitting it again. If it's another bonus episode character, I'm going to die.
Mm-hmm. Guys? No, this one isn't real. We don't have to respect this role.
You sure?
Yes.
It's really funny. You have to admit
very
that it's
funny.
Really funny.
We can't. This is another bonus episode character. We can't do it.
Okay, and I do have a bonus episode planned for specifically this character too.
Okay. The thing is, we already rolled for the real roll, which was done. Now we're rolling for a character we can do. This is not a real roll.
So does this character just go in the garbage?
I mean, we'll do them eventually. This is not a real roll.
But we're not queuing her up.
We're not queuing her.
Okay, alright. She's just going back into the hat. But we are queuing the last one.
Yes.
Give me a character. Holy shit!
Oh, man!
Holy shit! Wow!
Oh, boy.
Ash, that was the best decision you've ever made.
Good year.
It's gonna be a good fucking first.
It's gonna be a good second year of the podcast.
Second year of the podcast. Unbelievable. I can't. Through all of that trial and tribulation. Unbelievable.
We did hit the random button 5 times, but you have to understand. Listeners, we are real professionals with a dedication to the button. What happened is, we rolled Kaguya-hime, can't do it. We rolled Kuro, also can't do it. We rolled a character who needs a bonus episode, and I am doing finals. Plus, we spent the last month recording so many extra episodes in order to prepare for the anniversary and the thing that's coming out on Sunday, and doing a 2-parter Yui Yagi episode with the Limbus Company episode and the bonus episode in there. And it's like, we've been recording basically at summer pace for a month.
As we were planning, we've been recording every week for 5 weeks.
We can't do a bonus episode for our sakes. So we're gonna do that one.
As we were planning December, we were like, after the anniversary stuff, the podcast has to be normal for 1 episode.
For 1 episode. So we're gonna do that character as episode 19. And then we rolled again for a character that we could do for episode 18. Season 1, episode 18. And then we rolled a character who also needs a bonus episode. You understand why I think it's right to throw that out. If you don't understand, you can argue with me on Tumblr. And then we roll the character who is valid for episode 18, who happens to be a very exciting pick.
Happens to be maybe the best possible role for this specific thing, I would say.
Now you understand fully what's happened.
Uh-huh. And now, we'll see you next year. Not next calendar year, but
we'll see you next Soulmates year.
Calendar year. Okay, bye.
Oh my god. Goodbye.
年のお祝いは、うちが一番得意やって名前からもわかるやろ？でも、うちのお祝いは簡単には聞けへんよ。だって、うちが口に出したら全部叶ってしまうもん。でもあんさ、昨年うちの道場で結構散財してくれたやんか？そんなあんさんに、うちの祝福を授けるで。今年は万事如意、福寿双全、金玉満堂になりますように、と。これからも毎日道場に来てな。